Consistency is one of the most important keys to making real change in your life. It doesn't matter how talented or motivated you are if you don't keep showing up day after day. But staying consistent is not easy. Life throws challenges, distractions, and tough moments at all of us, and it's normal to feel like giving up. What separates those who reach their goals from those who don't is the ability to keep going, no matter what. This guide will share 10 powerful secrets that can help you stay consistent even when things get difficult. These are practical ideas you can start using right now. Steps that build stronger habits and help you push past resistance. You will learn how to protect your energy, track your progress honestly, focus clearly, and most importantly, keep moving forward even when motivation is low. Each secret is designed to help you build real daily discipline and create lasting routines that support your growth. This isn't about quick fixes or luck. It's about developing a mindset and lifestyle that allows you to improve every day in a way that feels natural and manageable. If you want to make a lasting change, this is the place to start. The secrets you'll discover will help you build resilience, stay motivated, and take control of your actions so that your goals stop feeling out of reach. By the end, you'll have a clear path to becoming more disciplined and consistent, and you'll be ready to take steady steps toward the life you want. Stick with this, apply these ideas, and watch how your daily efforts start to add up. The power to transform your life is in your hands, and consistency is the bridge that connects your dreams to reality. Chapter 1. Build a morning routine that never gets skipped. Every morning, a choice waits. The moment you open your eyes, something quiet but powerful begins. You can drift into the day, pulled in every direction by noise, urgency, and distraction, or you can begin with control, direction, and clarity. The way you start your day matters more than most people want to admit, not because it's trendy to have a perfect morning, but because the first hour of your day creates momentum. And in life, momentum shapes everything: your energy, your mindset, your ability to stay consistent even when things get difficult. A morning routine that never gets skipped doesn't come from motivation. It's not the result of being in a good mood or having extra time. It comes from commitment, a decision that no matter what happens, you will begin the day on your terms. That commitment builds something rare: inner strength. When your mornings are stable, your mind becomes more stable. When your mornings are grounded, your choices become clearer. Your ability to focus, act, and follow through grows stronger, and over time, those small daily moments of control create a life of purpose and progress. The biggest mistake people make when building a morning routine is overcomplicating it. They fill it with 10 different habits, trying to be everything all at once. That creates pressure, not peace. The result is usually burnout, inconsistency, or quitting altogether. A routine that lasts is one that works on your worst days, not just the days you feel excited or energized, not just weekends or vacation mornings, but every single day, tired or rested, stressed or relaxed, busy or calm. That's what builds real consistency. Not perfection, but reliability. Start with one simple rule: your morning routine begins the night before. If you're going to succeed in the morning, you need to prepare in the evening. Set out your clothes. Decide what you'll do first when you wake up. Turn off screens early. Go to sleep with the intention of waking up with purpose. This small act of preparation removes friction. It makes it easier to step into the morning instead of stumbling into it. And it gives you a clear signal: tomorrow matters, and you're ready for it. When it comes to the structure of your morning, think in terms of function, not performance. What do you need in the first 30 to 60 minutes to feel grounded, focused, and capable? For some people, that means silence. For others, it's movement. For some, it's reading or writing. The goal isn't to copy someone else's routine. It's to create one that aligns with your life and your goals, and that starts with identifying your needs. There are 3 categories that should guide your routine: mental clarity, physical energy, and personal direction. You need something that calms and focuses your mind, something that wakes up and activates your body, and something that reminds you of who you are and what matters most. When you meet all 3, even in small doses, you start your day from a place of strength. Mental clarity often begins with quiet. That doesn't have to mean meditation. It could be sitting still for 5 minutes. It could be drinking water in silence instead of reaching for your phone. It could be breathing deeply and checking in with how you feel. This is about giving your brain space to wake up, without being flooded with information. In a world that demands your attention from the second you wake up, reclaiming just a few moments of silence is an act of discipline and self-respect. Physical energy is next. Move your body, even if it's just a short walk, a few stretches or light exercise. Movement increases blood flow, improves focus, and helps reset your nervous system. You don't have to break a sweat. You just have to show your body that it's time to be active. That shift from stillness to motion signals that you are not here to drift. You are here to move, act, and grow. Personal direction is where many people skip over, but it might be the most important. It means reminding yourself of what matters most today. That could be writing down a single goal, reflecting on a core value, asking yourself a question like, what is the most important thing I must do today? This tiny pause helps cut through the noise. It brings your focus to what's essential, not what's urgent. And when you carry that clarity into the rest of your day, you make better choices, faster. The structure of your routine should be flexible but solid. That means it should bend when life changes, but not break. If you're traveling, you may not be able to go for a full workout, but you can stretch for 5 minutes. If your morning is rushed, you may not have time to write a full journal entry, but you can pause and ask yourself one grounding question. This is where most people go wrong. They treat their routine as all or nothing. If one thing doesn't go as planned, they skip everything. But consistency doesn't come from perfection. It comes from showing up in the smallest ways, even when things aren't ideal. To make your morning routine unskippable, connected to your identity, don't just think of it as a task. Think of it as who you are. You are someone who takes control of your time. You are someone who begins the day with intention. You are someone who does what they say they will do. That internal story is powerful. It shapes your behavior. When your actions match your values, your confidence grows, and the more you show up for yourself, the harder it becomes to break that pattern. Another powerful way to lock in your morning routine is to track it, not in a complicated way, just a check mark each day you follow through, or a one-line entry in a notebook. This daily tracking creates visible proof of your effort. It makes you accountable to yourself, and it builds momentum. Momentum is what carries you through the days when motivation fades. When you can look back and see that you've been showing up, it becomes easier to keep going. You will have days when you feel off, days when you're tired, emotional, or overwhelmed. That's normal. What matters most on those days is not intensity, but presence. Don't skip your routine entirely, just scale it down. Even 5 minutes of movement. 1 minute of silence. A single sentence written in a journal. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about staying connected to your process. Those small acts carry more power than you realize. They send a signal to your brain that you are still in charge, even in chaos. Some people will tell you that mornings don't matter, that discipline is for machines, that you should just follow your feelings. But feelings are unstable. They change. They lie. They pull you into comfort and away from growth. Discipline is what frees you. Because when you begin your day with clarity, you're not reacting to the world, you're leading your life with direction. You're not getting pushed around by every feeling, you're rooted in your values. This is the essence of Stoic thinking. Control what you can, accept what you can't, and act with intention no matter how you feel. Your morning is one of the few parts of the day where you still have full control. Use that control wisely. Build something that strengthens you from the inside out. Make it so automatic that skipping it feels like skipping who you are. Consistency is not born in dramatic changes. It's born in quiet repetitions. You do something simple every day, without skipping, until it becomes part of you. Your morning routine is your foundation. It's your chance to start strong, every day, no matter what life throws at you. Over time, it becomes a source of calm. A place where you can reset, refocus, and return to what matters. And when the rest of your day becomes unpredictable, you always have that one piece of structure you can depend on. If you want a better life, start by improving your morning. If you want stronger discipline, more confidence, clearer thinking, start by mastering your first hour. Don't wait for a perfect situation. Don't wait until you feel ready. Begin now, with what you have. Choose one action. Make it a habit, then build from there. This chapter isn't about motivation, it's about reliability. It's about building the kind of inner structure that helps you move forward even when the world is pulling you in every direction. When your mornings become consistent, your life becomes more stable. When your mornings are clear, your mind follows, and from that place, you can create progress that lasts. The first step to long-term consistency begins with a single choice: how you wake up and what you do next. Don't take that lightly. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Wake up with purpose, act with clarity, begin with strength, and do it again tomorrow, no matter what. Chapter 2. Track your daily habits with full honesty daily. Most people say they want to improve, but very few are willing to face themselves fully. They keep setting goals, making promises, and trying new things, but they don't stop to ask the one question that changes everything. Am I really doing what I say I'm doing? That's where progress begins. Not with inspiration or motivation, but with full honesty. When you track your daily habits with no filters, no excuses, and no denial, you learn the truth about who you are and how you're living. That truth is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. It's the foundation of all lasting change. You can't improve what you don't track, and you can't track honestly if you're trying to protect your ego. Real growth demands that you look at your daily actions with a clear, unshaken mind. No one else needs to see it, but you do. You need to know where your time is going, how you're spending your energy, and whether or not you're honoring the commitments you've made to yourself. It's not about judgment, it's about awareness. The difference between people who drift and people who grow is that one group guesses, the other group knows. Start simple. Pick a method that works for you. A notebook, a phone app, a calendar, anything that allows you to keep record of your habits every single day. The method isn't what matters. The honesty is, write down exactly what you did and didn't do each day. If you said you were going to read for 20 minutes and you didn't, mark it down as missed. If you overate, mark it. If you scrolled on your phone for 2 hours instead of working, write that down too. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. Every time you write the truth, you reclaim your power. You stop lying to yourself. And that's when change begins. Most people avoid tracking because they don't want to confront their inconsistencies. They prefer to live in the illusion that they're doing better than they really are. But avoiding the truth doesn't protect your confidence, it destroys it. When you track, even on your worst days, you're building inner strength. You're choosing clarity over comfort. and that builds character. You become someone who faces life directly, without hiding. That kind of integrity is rare, but it's the root of real self-respect. You'll learn quickly that your habits tell the story of your priorities. You might say health matters, but if you're skipping workouts, eating poorly, and sleeping late, your actions say otherwise. You might say focus matters, but if you're constantly distracted, multitasking and reacting to everything, your behavior shows something different. Tracking reveals these gaps, and once you see the gap, you can close it. That's how you build alignment between your values and your actions. That's how you become someone others can trust. And more importantly, someone you can trust. Every day is a data point. One day alone won't tell you much. But over time, patterns emerge. You'll notice what times of day you're most consistent, what triggers cause you to break your routine, what days you fall off and what days you're strong. These patterns are gold. They give you information you can use to adjust your systems. Maybe you realize that your energy crashes every afternoon and you need to change your schedule. Maybe you notice that certain habits fail because they're tied to emotion, not logic. This kind of insight helps you stop guessing and start solving. Track both wins and losses. People often focus only on what went wrong, but acknowledging what went right is equally important. If you followed through on your habits today, write that down. Note how it felt. Reinforce the behavior. Remind yourself that you are capable. Tracking wins builds motivation that's based on action, not hype. And that kind of motivation lasts longer because it's rooted in experience, not fantasy. You'll also discover that your standards start to shift. Once you've tracked your habits for a while, you won't want to break the chain. You'll start caring more about showing up than feeling good. And that's the turning point. When consistency becomes part of your identity, you're no longer trying to be consistent. You are consistent, not because you're perfect, but because you've trained yourself to follow through. You've built proof day after day that you can be counted on. If you want to take it further, use your tracking as a tool for reflection. Don't just mark a habit as done or missed. Ask yourself why. Why did I follow through today? Why did I skip yesterday? What was I thinking, feeling, or avoiding? These short reflections deepen your understanding of yourself. They help you identify the emotions that influence your behavior. And the more aware you are of your emotional patterns, the more power you have to respond instead of react. You'll notice resistance at first. Your mind will try to convince you that tracking is unnecessary, too much work, or not helpful. That's normal. Most people resist structure, not because it's hard, but because it exposes the truth. But the very thing you're avoiding is the thing that will set you free. When you see the truth every day, you stop making excuses. You stop living in wishful thinking. You begin to live in reality, and reality is the only place where transformation happens. This habit is not about becoming obsessive. It's about becoming conscious. You don't need to track every breath you take, but the key habits, the ones that shape your health, mindset, time, focus, and character, those must be watched closely, because those are the areas where consistency matters most. You don't rise to the level of your hopes, you fall to the level of your habits, and what you do every day without exception is what your life becomes. If you miss a day, track that too. One missed habit is not failure. It's a signal. Something got in the way. Figure out what it was. Adjust if needed. Recommit. Keep moving. The people who win in the long run are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who notice quickly, get back up, and keep going. Tracking helps you bounce back faster because you're not ignoring what's happening. You're observing it, learning from it, and taking action. You don't need to share your habit tracking with anyone, but you do need to be honest with yourself. That's the real test. Are you willing to look at your life with full clarity? Are you willing to admit when you've strayed? Are you strong enough to own your patterns without shame and correct them with discipline? That kind of self-responsibility changes everything. It makes you less reactive, more stable, more grounded in who you are. If you're serious about long-term growth, tracking is not optional, it's required. It's how you stay aligned with your principles. It's how you catch problems early, before they grow into bigger ones. And it's how you stay consistent. Not just when it's easy, but when it's boring, difficult, or emotionally messy. It gives you something stable to rely on, a mirror that doesn't lie. A tool that keeps you anchored to the path you've chosen. You don't need more motivation. You don't need better conditions. You need to know what you're actually doing with your time and energy. That's what tracking gives you. It replaces the illusion of progress with proof of progress. And once you see it in front of you, day after day, you stop trying to change your life in a single leap. You realize that small, honest actions, repeated without fail, build strength that nothing can shake. Chapter 3. Focus on one clear goal at a time. Trying to do everything at once leads to nothing that lasts. People chase multiple goals, switch directions, and stretch themselves thin without ever finishing anything meaningful. They stay busy but make little progress. The truth is, your mind works best when it's pointed at one clear objective. When your focus is divided, your energy is diluted. You end up working harder but getting weaker results. To stay consistent, you must learn the discipline of narrowing your attention and fully committing to one thing at a time. This isn't about limiting your ambition, it's about giving your effort a place to land, so it can actually make a difference. Focus is not just about avoiding distractions, it's about deciding what matters most right now and giving it your full effort. Not partial attention, not a half-hearted attempt. Total effort on a single goal until it's done or becomes a solid habit. That kind of commitment builds real strength. It sharpens your ability to finish what you start. It trains you to see things through instead of chasing the next exciting idea. Most people abandon their goals, not because they're incapable, but because they never gave any of them enough time to grow roots. One goal. That's where you begin. Not 5 projects. Not 3 priorities. Not 2 big ideas. One. That single choice creates clarity. When you're clear about what you want, every action becomes more deliberate. You stop wasting time on things that don't move you forward. You stop saying yes to obligations that pull you off track. And you stop confusing motion with progress. You move with direction, and that's what creates momentum. Progress feels slower at first when you focus on one goal, but over time, it becomes faster because there's no wasted movement. To choose your one goal, start with what's most urgent for your personal growth. Not what feels exciting, not what looks good to others. What is the one area of your life that, if improved, would lift everything else with it? Maybe it's your physical health, maybe it's your financial situation, maybe it's rebuilding your self-respect. There's no universal answer. But once you find your honest answer, commit to it. Set a clear, measurable outcome. Give it a deadline. Break it into steps. Then pour your time, energy, and discipline into making it happen. People often say they don't have time to focus on one thing. But what they really mean is they don't want to choose. They're afraid that focusing on one thing means neglecting the rest. But in reality, trying to manage everything at once leads to less progress in every area. The most effective way to move forward in life is to get one thing right at a time. Stack your wins, build momentum, then move to the next. That's not a limitation, it's strategy. You're not giving up on your other goal. You're creating the strength and stability to pursue them with more power later. When you focus on one goal, resistance will show up quickly. Your mind will try to distract you with other possibilities. It will tell you that you're falling behind. It will tempt you with new ideas. Don't fall for it. Stay committed. Keep your head down and do the work. You don't need new goals every week. You need to finish what you started. That's how you build trust with yourself. That's how you prove to your mind that you're serious. When your actions reflect your priorities consistently, your confidence rises, not from hype, but from earned experience. The discipline of single-goal focus also improves your emotional control. You stop reacting to every opportunity. You stop chasing approval. You begin to measure your days based on real progress, not noise. This creates mental peace. Your decisions become easier because you have one filter. Does this help or hurt my current goal? That kind of clarity simplifies your life. It saves your time, protects your attention, and strengthens your results. To stay aligned, write your goal down every morning. Don't just think about it. Put it on paper. That one sentence becomes your anchor. It reminds you of what matters today. It keeps your attention steady. Each morning, reconnect with that goal and identify the next step you need to take. One step, not 10. Focus on doing that step well, then move to the next. This daily rhythm of focus builds discipline, and discipline builds progress. There will be days when you're tempted to abandon your goal. You'll hit obstacles, you'll feel bored, you'll doubt whether it's working. That's when you must double down on your effort, not switch directions. Most people quit when progress is invisible, but real progress is always slow at first. It builds quietly, under the surface, until it finally becomes visible. The key is to stay consistent long enough for the work to start showing, and that only happens when you stop jumping from one thing to another. Sometimes, focusing on one goal will require you to say no to things that used to excite you. That's not a loss, it's discipline. Every yes costs you time, energy, and attention. If those resources are not supporting your main goal, they're pulling you backward. Learn to say no, not out of fear, but out of purpose. Protect your space. Simplify your life. Create a routine that serves your goal, and stick to it with full commitment. Tracking your progress helps keep your mind engaged. Break your goal into weekly and daily checkpoints. Measure what matters, review what's working, and what needs adjustment. Don't just work harder, work smarter. Use your progress to build momentum. Every task completed becomes a brick in the foundation you're building. Stack those bricks. Over time they become results you can see and trust. When you reach your goal, pause, reflect, appreciate what you've built. Then choose the next one, not from a place of pressure, but from strength. You've proven that you can follow through. That ability now belongs to you, and with it, you can approach your next goal with more confidence, more clarity, and more discipline. This is how a consistent life is built, one focused goal at a time, completed with full effort. You don't need to master everything at once. You need to stay steady on one path long enough to see it through. This level of focus is rare in a distracted world, but it's the key to consistency. It's the skill that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Decide what matters, block out the noise, follow through until it's done, then repeat. That is the rhythm of real growth. That is how progress becomes permanent. Chapter 4. Protect your energy by saying no more often. Your energy is not unlimited. It's one of the most valuable resources you have, and how you manage it determines the quality of your decisions, your habits, and your overall direction in life. People often think consistency is only about doing more, pushing harder, or squeezing extra hours out of the day. But the truth is, it's just as much about what you protect as what you pursue. If you give your energy away to everything and everyone, you won't have enough left for what truly matters. Saying no more often is not a weakness or a lack of compassion. It's a clear sign that you respect your time, your goals, and your peace of mind. Most people struggle to say no because they're afraid of being judged or misunderstood. They fear disappointing others, so they say yes when their mind and body are already stretched thin. Over time, this leads to burnout, resentment, and a constant feeling of being behind. You can't build a consistent life while constantly betraying your own needs to meet everyone else's demands. Saying yes to everything is not kindness, it's self-neglect. You're not here to be available to everyone at all times. You're here to live with purpose, and that purpose can't survive in a life full of unfiltered obligations. The first step to protecting your energy is noticing where it's going. Start paying attention to what drains you, not just physically, but emotionally. Certain people, conversations, or environments might leave you feeling tired without doing much. That's not just coincidence. That's feedback. Your body and mind are always telling you something. When you start noticing those patterns, you can begin choosing more wisely. If something costs you more energy than it gives back, you need to evaluate whether it belongs in your life long term. Saying no is not about being rude or detached. It's about being honest and intentional. When you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else: your rest, your focus, your peace, your progress. Every time you protect your energy, you create space for what actually moves your life forward. The most consistent people in the world are not the ones doing the most. They're the ones doing the right things and protecting themselves from everything else. You don't need to explain every no. You don't owe people long apologies or excuses. A simple and direct response is enough. If someone asks you to take on something that doesn't align with your priorities, say, "I'm not able to commit to that right now." That's it. Clear and respectful. People who respect you will understand. People who don't were never going to respect your boundaries in the first place. Either way, you stay grounded in your values. Learning to say no takes practice. At first it might feel uncomfortable. You might feel guilty. That's normal. You've probably been trained your whole life to put others first, to keep the peace, or to avoid conflict. But every time you say yes when you mean no, you create a little conflict inside yourself. That quiet, internal tension adds up. It pulls you away from your goals and makes you less present in your own life. Over time, saying no becomes easier, not because people change, but because you get clearer on what you're here to do and what you're no longer willing to tolerate. One of the most powerful ways to protect your energy is to stop being available all the time. You don't need to respond instantly to every message or email. You don't need to attend every meeting or gathering. Constant accessibility is a trap. It teaches others to expect your attention on their schedule, not yours. If you want to stay consistent in your habits and goals, you must create boundaries around your attention. Schedule time for focused work. Schedule time for rest. Don't apologize for needing space. You're human, not a machine. You also need to set boundaries with your own habits. Not all distractions come from other people. Some come from yourself. Scrolling, multitasking, overcommitting, these are ways we drain our own energy without realizing it. Protecting your energy means being honest about the choices you make when no one's watching. It means asking, is this helping me stay consistent with what I said I wanted? If the answer is no, the action needs to change. Not tomorrow, today. Another important part of protecting your energy is choosing your circle wisely. The people you spend time with influence your state of mind, your focus, and your consistency. Some people drain you just by being around them. Others bring chaos, drama, or constant negativity. If you want to stay consistent, you need to surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries, encourage your growth, and support your goals. You don't need to cut people off harshly, but you do need to limit access to those who make it harder for you to live with clarity. Your calendar reflects your priorities. Look at it honestly. How much of your time is spent on things that truly matter to you? How many of your yeses were automatic, driven by habit or pressure? It's time to start filling your days with intention. Say yes only when something aligns with your deeper values. Say no to anything that pulls you away from your discipline, your goals, or your peace. The more you do this, the more powerful your yes becomes, because it's no longer watered down by guilt or obligation. The ability to say no is tied to self-worth. When you believe your time and energy are valuable, you protect them naturally. When you doubt yourself, you overextend. You try to prove your value by doing more, being everything to everyone. But you don't need to prove anything. Your worth isn't tied to how available you are. It's tied to how true you are to your path. The stronger your self-respect becomes, the easier it is to draw the line without fear. Consistency is not just about starting new habits. It's about defending them, and that defense requires space, mental, emotional, and physical. Saying no is how you build that space. It's how you protect the time you need to think clearly, move intentionally, and act without distraction. You don't owe your energy to everything that asks for it. You owe it to the things that matter most. Some of your greatest progress will come not from doing more, but from doing less, from trimming the unnecessary, from turning away from what's easy in order to build what's strong. Every no you say from a place of purpose sharpens your focus. It clears your schedule. It strengthens your discipline. It teaches your mind that your direction matters more than temporary approval. You don't become consistent by accident. You become consistent by protecting your time, your habits, and your peace. That's a daily decision. It's not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's as quiet as turning down a call, skipping a conversation, or walking away from something that once mattered but no longer serves your growth. That's not selfish. That's clarity. That's how real consistency is built and protected. In the end, you are responsible for what you give your attention to. No one else will guard your energy for you. If you don't learn to say no more often, your days will be filled with things that have nothing to do with the life you're trying to build. That's not how you stay consistent. That's how you stay stuck. Choose differently. Protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because it does. Chapter 5. Create a system that makes action automatic. Discipline becomes easier when you no longer rely on motivation. Most people wait for the right mood, the right time, or a spark of energy to begin. That's the trap. If your irons depend on how you feel, your results will always be unstable. To stay consistent, you need a system that takes over when motivation disappears. A system doesn't ask for your mood. It doesn't need your emotions to be perfect. It runs on structure, not willpower, and once it's in place, it turns hard decisions into automatic habits. This is how you make action part of your identity, not just a temporary effort. A system is not about complexity, it's about reliability. You don't need dozens of moving parts. You need a set of clear steps that guide your behavior without requiring constant thought. Think of it like setting up a track for a train. Once the track is laid, the train doesn't have to figure out where to go each day, it just runs. In your life, the system is that track. When your actions follow a defined path, you save mental energy, you reduce resistance, and you remove the daily debate of whether you will or won't do what needs to be done. Start by identifying the behaviors you want to become automatic. Choose only the ones that matter most for your current goal, then define exactly when and where those actions will happen. This removes the guesswork. Saying "I'll exercise tomorrow" is not a system. Saying "I'll walk for 30 minutes at 7 a.m. after I brush my teeth" is a system. You've given your brain a specific time, place, and cue. That clarity reduces friction, and increases follow-through. The more precise your steps, the more automatic they become. The key is to attach new actions to things you already do. This creates natural triggers. If you already make coffee every morning, add your journaling or reading habit right after. If you finish lunch at the same time daily, pair it with a walk or reflection. These moments become anchors. Over time, your brain learns the sequence, and the behavior becomes part of your routine. You stop needing to convince yourself. You just do it because it feels normal. Automation doesn't mean robotic living. It means smart living. It means setting up your environment and habits in a way that removes decision fatigue. The more decisions you make each day, the more likely you are to give in to distraction or comfort. A good system protects you from that. It limits the number of times you have to choose. It builds structure around your day so that the important actions happen whether or not you feel inspired. Your system should also include backups for hard days. Not every day will be ideal. Some days will bring stress, interruptions, or exhaustion. But that's not a reason to break the chain. It's a reason to use a lighter version of your system. If your usual workout is an hour, maybe on hard days it's just 10 minutes of stretching. If your focus session is usually deep work for 2 hours, maybe it becomes 30 minutes of simplified tasks. The key is to stay connected to the habit, even in a reduced form. That consistency keeps the system alive. Your environment plays a major role in making action automatic. If your surroundings are full of friction, your system will break. Set up your space to support your habit. If you want to write every morning, leave your notebook and pen on the desk the night before. If you want to eat healthier, remove junk food from the house and prepare meals in advance. These small adjustments make the desired action the easiest option. That's the goal. Make the good choice easy and the bad choice inconvenient. Track your system, not your feelings. Each day review whether you followed the process, not how motivated you felt. This builds accountability. It shifts your focus from emotion to execution. When you see the pattern forming, you trust the process more, and trust builds momentum. You're not chasing perfection. You're following the system. Step by step, you measure success by consistency, not intensity. That's how real progress becomes sustainable. People often quit because they rely too much on inspiration. They wait for the perfect morning, the right energy, or the mood to strike. But inspiration is rare and unreliable. Systems are dependable. They don't wait, they activate. And once your system is strong enough, you begin to act without hesitation. The habit becomes a reflex. The task becomes your normal. You don't need to battle yourself every day. You've already decided. The system just follows through. Design your system to fit your life, not someone else's. There is no perfect method. What matters is that it works for you. Look at your schedule, your responsibilities, your personality, then build habits that align with your natural rhythm. Don't force complexity, simplicity wins. A 5-minute action that happens every day is more powerful than a 90-minute routine you abandon after 1 week. Consistency is built on repetition, not size. You'll face moments where the system feels boring or repetitive. That's normal. That's not a sign to quit. It's a sign it's working. Boredom means the habit is stable. It means your brain is no longer resisting. Stay with it. Over time, that habit becomes invisible. You stop thinking about it. You just do it. That's the real goal. When your habits no longer feel like effort, but like part of who you are. A strong system also removes emotion from decision-making. You don't have to ask yourself whether you're in the mood. You've already set the plan. Now you follow it. This reduces the internal noise. You spend less energy on doubt and more on doing. That clarity sharpens your mind and strengthens your character. You become someone who follows through, not just when things are easy, but always. You don't need discipline for everything. You need discipline to build the system. Once the system is in place, it carries you. It supports you when life gets chaotic. It gives you structure when everything else feels uncertain. You don't have to wake up every day wondering what to do. You already know. You already decided. Now you just act. When the system breaks, don't panic. Study it. Ask what part failed. Was the trigger unclear? Was the habit too complex? Was your environment unsupportive? Fix the part, not the whole. Systems can evolve. What matters is that you keep adjusting until it fits, until it runs smoothly again. Every failure is feedback. Use it to improve your design. The beauty of a well-built system is that it makes success feel normal. You're not trying to change your life with a burst of energy. You're building your life with repeated action. And each repetition becomes another layer of strength, another step toward the identity you're forming. The system is not a shortcut. It's the structure that allows you to grow with stability. You don't need more willpower, you need better systems. Because systems reduce friction, they create order. They give you control in a world full of chaos. And most importantly, they make your goals feel less like a struggle and more like a rhythm. When your habits follow a system, your energy becomes focused, your mind becomes lighter, your days become smoother, and consistency becomes not just possible, but natural. That's how you make action automatic. That's how you make growth unstoppable. Chapter 6. Remove distractions from every part of your day. Distractions are the hidden thieves of consistency. They don't always feel urgent or dangerous, but they quietly pull you away from what matters most. Every time you pause your focus to check something small, you lose more than just seconds. You lose clarity, your mind shifts, your energy weakens, your rhythm breaks, and by the time you return to what you were doing, you're not the same. The distraction changed your momentum, and now you're trying to rebuild what was already in motion. If you want to stay consistent, you must treat distractions as serious problems, not minor annoyances. You must clear them out with full intention, not casual tolerance. Start by facing the truth that most distractions are chosen. They don't force themselves on you. You invite them in. You open the tab. You reach for the phone. You allow the notification. Distractions may appear to be external, but the choice to engage is internal. That's where your power lies. When you take responsibility for every time you let something steal your attention, you take the first step toward freedom. And freedom is essential for focus. Without it, you're constantly reactive. And no one who reacts all day can stay consistent in anything meaningful. To remove distractions, you have to begin with awareness. Most people don't even realize how scattered their attention has become. It happens slowly. One message here, one video there, a quick scroll, a short reply, and suddenly, the day is gone. To gain clarity, you need to observe your daily flow, not just what you do, but what interrupts you, what pulls you off track, and how often. When do you feel most tempted to avoid your responsibilities? These patterns matter. If you don't understand your habits, you can't change them. Once you know your distractions, eliminate the easy ones first. These are the things you can control immediately, without much resistance. Turn off non-essential notifications. Close unused browser tabs. Set your phone to silent or put it in another room during focus hours. Block distracting websites during work periods. These simple adjustments remove temptation before it reaches you. You don't need to resist what you don't see. That's the point. Remove the option, and you remove the battle. The harder distractions to remove are the ones you enjoy. The ones that feel harmless or even productive. Maybe it's checking the news too often. Maybe it's cleaning the house to avoid starting a difficult task. Maybe it's jumping into easy conversations instead of sitting with uncomfortable work. These are the sneaky distractions. They feel justified, but over time they add up. They pull you just far enough away from your plan to weaken your results. You must be honest about what you're using as an escape. And then you must choose discipline over comfort. Your environment must be designed for focus. If your surroundings invite chaos, you will live in chaos. Keep your space clean, simple, and built around your priorities. Remove visual clutter. Keep tools nearby. Set up your workspace so that when you sit down, there is nothing to do except the task you've committed to. A distraction-free space doesn't guarantee deep work, but it removes unnecessary resistance. It sends a message to your brain. This is where we work, not wander. Structure your day in blocks of time. Don't leave your schedule open to chance. Decide in advance when you'll work, when you'll rest, and when you'll handle smaller tasks. Boundaries give your mind a clear sense of direction. When you know what belongs where, you stop trying to multitask your life. One task per block, one focus per period. That's how your energy compounds. That's how results grow. Your phone is one of the greatest sources of modern distraction. It's not enough to reduce use. You must create rules. Set fixed times to check messages. Keep it out of reach during your most focused hours. Use tools to limit app usage. People say they need their phones for important things, but they rarely define what important means. If you don't define it, everything becomes important, and that's how distraction wins. Be ruthless with your attention. Not because you're antisocial, but because you're serious. Learn to be bored again. Distraction thrives in a mind that fears stillness. The moment you feel even slightly restless, your hand reaches for something. That impulse keeps you dependent. But when you practice sitting in silence, without stimulation, you begin to take back control. You realize you don't need constant input. You realize that clarity comes from space, not noise, and you learn to focus deeply without craving interruption. Relationships can also be distractions, even when they're with people you care about. If someone regularly interrupts your focus, not out of urgency but out of habit, that pattern must change. Set boundaries around your time. Let people know when you're not available. If they respect you, they will understand. If they don't, they were never respecting your purpose to begin with. Consistency requires that you guard your time like something sacred, because it is. Interruptions aren't always external. Sometimes they come from inside your own mind. A memory, a worry, a sudden idea. These thoughts seem small, but they pull you out the present. You start chasing thoughts instead of finishing tasks. Keep a notepad nearby. When something pops up, write it down and return to your work. That simple act trains your brain to stay on track. It tells your mind, we're not ignoring you. We're just staying focused. Multitasking is not a skill. It's a distraction. You might feel productive while juggling multiple things, but the quality of your work drops each time you switch. Your brain needs time to refocus. Every switch costs you time, clarity, and momentum. The more you switch, the less progress you make. Focus on one thing, finish it fully, then move to the next. That rhythm builds power. Protect your mornings. The first part of your day sets the tone for everything else. Don't start with scrolling, messaging, or media. Start with intention. Begin with silence, clarity, or a task that matters. Create a morning routine that feeds your focus instead of fracturing it. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means you take ownership of the first minutes of your day. When you own your morning, you carry strength into everything else. Your energy is not endless. Every distraction drains a piece of it. Every interruption takes something from you, and if you don't defend your attention, the world will take it from you freely. You must be deliberate. You must care more about your consistency than your temporary cravings. That decision to protect your focus at all costs sets you apart from the world around you. Removing distractions is not about being extreme. It's about being clear. Clear on what matters. Clear on what helps. Clear on what hurts. When you remove what doesn't belong, you make room for what does. You begin to live on purpose, not on impulse, and with that kind of clarity, your actions become consistent. Your results begin to build, and your life starts to reflect the depth of your attention. In a distracted world, focus is rare. That makes it powerful. It makes it something worth protecting every single day. You don't need more hours, you need fewer leaks. You don't need more goals. You need less noise. What you remove is just as important as what you add. Cut the clutter. Silence the noise. Choose what matters. And stay with it fully. That's how you stay consistent. That's how you take control. Chapter 7. Review your progress every single evening alone. Most people go through their days on autopilot, moving from one task to the next without ever stopping to ask whether what they're doing is working. They push through routines, respond to demands, cross things off a list, and then collapse into bed without a single moment of reflection. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and suddenly they're stuck in a cycle of motion without growth. If you want to stay consistent, you must stop and look at your path. Not once a month, not just when things go wrong, every single evening, alone, in silence, without distraction. That's where the truth reveals itself. Reviewing your progress daily is not about judgment or pressure, it's about clarity. You are the only one who knows whether you showed up fully today. You know where you gave your best and where you pulled back. You know what mattered and what didn't. You know what you avoided and what you overcame. This kind of honest check-in is not about guilt. It's about taking full responsibility for the life you're building. Without it, you drift. With it, you direct your own path. Each evening, take time to sit with your day. Ask yourself one simple question. Did I move closer to the life I want to live today? Don't look for perfection. Look for effort. Look for progress. Look for patterns. If you skipped your habits, ask why. If you broke your rhythm, explore the reason. If you succeeded, identify what helped you. The purpose is not to punish or praise yourself. It's to learn. That learning stacks over time, and what you learn becomes wisdom. And wisdom is what makes consistency sustainable. You don't need a complex system. A notebook, a quiet corner, and 10 minutes are enough. Write down what worked and what didn't. List what distracted you. Note how you felt throughout the day. Were you focused? Were you reactive? Did you act from your values or from your impulses? These details matter because they show you how you really live, not how you wish you lived. Most people don't improve because they don't pay attention. You can't change what you never examine. The quiet space at the end of the day is a gift. It's the only time where no one needs anything from you. There are no tasks to finish, no noise pulling you in 1,000 directions. This is where growth begins. When you sit in that space and face the truth, you begin to build a different kind of strength. The strength to stay grounded, the strength to choose better tomorrow, the strength to see clearly what most people ignore. Self-reflection is not a weakness. It's a tool of mastery. The person who takes time each evening to review their day gains an edge, not because they work harder, but because they work with greater awareness. They make smarter adjustments. They waste less time. They see their blind spots. They course correct faster. Over time, these small improvements stack, and that's how transformation happens. Not in big dramatic moments, but in quiet, consistent reflection. It's easy to avoid this practice. You'll be tempted to scroll, to talk, to watch something, to do anything that keeps you from being alone with your thoughts. That discomfort is exactly why the practice works. Sitting with yourself is not always comfortable, but it's where the truth is, and the truth is what sets you free to improve. If you want to live a focused life, you must be willing to examine it piece by piece, day by day. Some nights the review will be hard. You'll notice things you wish you'd done differently. That's not failure. It's fuel. It means you're awake. It means you care. It means you're willing to face reality instead of pretending. Most people avoid progress because they want to avoid pain, but the pain of honesty is smaller than the pain of regret. And if you're willing to face the truth at night, you'll wake up stronger in the morning. This nightly habit also sharpens your decision-making. When you review your actions daily, you begin to anticipate problems before they happen. You notice which times of day you lose focus. You spot which habits are slipping. You see which distractions return again and again. This awareness helps you design better days. It makes you proactive, not reactive. It puts you back in control. You'll also build a deeper relationship with yourself. When you take the time to listen to your own thoughts without noise, you begin to understand your own mind. You see your fears more clearly. You hear your excuses more plainly. You also recognize your strength in ways others can't see. This kind of self-knowledge is rare, and it gives you confidence that doesn't come from praise. It comes from proof. The proof that you're paying attention, growing, adjusting, and building something real. Even on the best days, there's value in reflection. When things go well, write down what worked. Don't leave it to memory. Success leaves clues, but only if you collect them. What helped you stay focused? What routines made the day smoother? What decisions supported goals? Capture these answers. They are part of your personal blueprint. Use them to repeat and scale your success. Over time, your evening reviews will become a quiet ritual, not a task, but a habit that centers you. You'll look forward to that time of honesty. You'll depend on it to reset your mind. You'll use it to clear mental clutter and close the day with intention. You'll begin to notice how this practice affects your sleep, your stress, your choices. You'll carry less emotional weight because you process it each night instead of letting it build. You are not just building habits, you are building awareness. And awareness is the root of all change. If you can stay connected to your path each day, you'll never drift too far. If you review your progress each evening, you'll never fall asleep wondering where your time went. That clarity is rare, and it's powerful. It separates those who live with purpose from those who just react to the world around them. No one will force you to do this. That's why it matters. The effort you make when no one's watching defines your future. These 10 minutes alone, at the end of the day, in quiet reflection, this is where real consistency begins. This is where you choose to stay honest. This is where you decide not to hide. This is where you remember what matters and what needs to change. And this is where you recommit, not out of guilt, but out of strength. A consistent life isn't built on good intentions alone. It's built on awareness, discipline, and reflection. And that reflection must happen every single day. Not when it's convenient, not only when you feel inspired. Every day, alone, in silence, with honesty. That's how you grow. That's how you rise. That's how you stay on track. Not with force, but with truth. Not with pressure, but with purpose. And not with noise, but with stillness. Your progress deserves your attention. Give it that time. Give it that respect. And your life will move in the direction of that quiet, powerful commitment. Chapter 8. Choose discipline over mood in every situation daily. There are days when you won't feel like doing anything important. Your body will feel heavy. Your thoughts will wander. Your motivation will disappear. Those are the days when most people wait. They wait for energy. They wait for a shift in emotion. They wait until they feel like taking action. But that wait leads nowhere. It creates delays. It builds inconsistency. It gives control to your emotions instead of your decisions. If you want a life built on strength and stability, you cannot rely on mood. You must train yourself to act based on what's right, not what feels good in the moment. That training is called discipline. Discipline doesn't mean forcing yourself to suffer. It means doing what matters even when the comfort of avoidance calls your name. It means showing up when your mind offers you every excuse to pull back. It means honoring your values more than your feelings. The truth is, your feelings will lie to you. They will tell you it's fine to skip your goals. They will tell you that rest is better than progress. They will tell you to take it easy just for today. And if you keep listening, you will build a habit of weakness that destroys your potential one day at a time. Every decision you make creates a pattern. Choose discipline once, and the next decision becomes easier. Choose comfort once, and the next excuse becomes louder. It's never just one moment. It's the momentum you create with that moment. When you act despite your feelings, you train your brain to respond with strength. When you give in to emotion, you teach yourself that mood is more important than mission. That choice determines who you become. It shapes your habits. It defines your results. Most people confuse mood with truth. If they don't feel motivated, they assume they're not ready. If they feel tired, they assume they need rest. If they feel distracted, they assume they can't focus. These thoughts sound reasonable, but they are not facts. They are temporary experiences. You don't have to obey them. You can acknowledge them without letting them control your actions. That's the power of discipline. It gives you the ability to act with clarity even when your internal world feels chaotic. To build this discipline, you must stop negotiating with yourself. Don't give your mind room to argue. If the task is part of your plan, you do it. You don't ask whether it feels right. You don't wait for inspiration. You don't scroll for a motivational quote. You move. That movement resets your state. Action leads emotion, not the other way around. When you take the first step, your mind starts to follow. You don't need to feel like doing something in order to start. You just need to start. The strong mindset doesn't eliminate emotions. It places them in the right order. Discipline says, I see you, emotion, but I'm going forward anyway. This mindset gives you stability. It makes your life less fragile. You're no longer at the mercy of your environment or your inner world. You're grounded in principles, not passing states. That grounding creates progress that lasts. Small daily actions build the muscle of discipline. It starts with the basics. Wake up at the time you said you would. Finish the task you started. Follow through on the plan even when it's inconvenient. Keep your word to yourself. These actions seem small, but they carry deep power. Each time you follow through, your brain learns that you can be trusted. You develop a reputation with yourself. That reputation becomes your identity, and your identity becomes your future. There will always be a reason to delay. Your mind will offer it without effort. You'll feel tired, uninspired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. But none of those feelings disqualify you from progress. You can feel all of them and still take one clear step forward. That's discipline in action. It doesn't ignore emotions. It overrides them with purpose. And every time you choose purpose over mood, you build a life you're proud of. You don't need to win every battle perfectly. What matters is that you show up even when it's hard. You don't need to feel great to make progress. You just need to be honest. Honest enough to admit when you're slipping. Honest enough to recognize when you're making excuses. Honest enough to hold yourself to a higher standard than your comfort zone allows. That honesty will keep you accountable. Structure helps support discipline. Don't leave your actions to chance. Decide your priorities the night before. Write them down. Define exactly when and where you'll do them. Reduce the number of decisions you have to make during the day. This helps you act even when your mind tries to resist. When the plan is clear, the action becomes simpler. That simplicity protects you from your own doubt. Learn to expect resistance. Expect moments when you feel nothing. Expect hours when the task feels meaningless. That's part of the path. If you're waiting to feel excited all the time, you're chasing a fantasy. Most real growth happens in silence, in boredom, in repetition, in choosing what's right even when no one is watching and nothing feels urgent. That's where character is built. That's where strength is forged. You'll notice that discipline gives you more energy, not less. The more you act in alignment with your values, the lighter your mind feels. You stop carrying guilt. You stop wasting energy on avoidance. You stop cycling through regret. You live with clarity. And that clarity gives you power. It gives you time. It gives you a deeper sense of control over your own life. Every day is a chance to choose discipline. Not once a week, not only on good days, every single day. Your future is shaped in ordinary moments. When you choose to work when it's easier to rest, when you choose to think when it's easier to scroll, when you choose to push when it's easier to pause. These choices don't feel big in the moment, but they define your direction. Stop waiting for the perfect feeling. It's not coming. What's coming is another day of life, another window of time, another chance to do what matters. Don't waste it waiting for inspiration. Don't hand your power over to your emotions. Stand up, show up, and do what needs to be done. Not later, not when it's easier, but now. That's the path to consistency. That's the mindset that changes everything. Chapter 9. Commit to a daily ritual no matter what. Consistency is rarely the result of random action or occasional bursts of motivation. It's the product of ritual, a deliberate, repeated practice that becomes part of your identity. Committing to a daily ritual no matter what creates a foundation that supports everything else in your life. It doesn't matter if the day is difficult or easy, busy or slow, the ritual remains. This unshakable commitment builds momentum and provides structure in the chaos. A ritual is more than just a habit. It is a sacred promise to yourself. It is a non-negotiable moment in your day that signals to your mind and body that something important is happening. When you commit to a ritual, you remove the question of if or when. It becomes what and how. This clarity frees your energy for action rather than decision-making. When your routine is clear and unbreakable, your discipline becomes effortless. Choosing the right ritual starts with understanding your goals and values. Your ritual should align with what matters most to you. It could be a morning meditation, writing in a journal, exercising, reading, or any practice that moves you forward. The key is that it must be meaningful. Without meaning, rituals become hollow routines that are easy to skip. When your ritual connects to your deepest purpose, it anchors your day and fuels your commitment. Daily rituals create a rhythm. Rhythm brings predictability and peace. When your day follows a pattern that supports your growth, your mind relaxes. You don't waste energy figuring out what to do next or fighting resistance every hour. Instead, you ride the flow of your ritual and build strength from it. This rhythm turns small actions into powerful forces that push you forward over time. Obstacles will arise, but a committed ritual withstands them. Whether you're tired, busy, or overwhelmed, the ritual remains your constant. It does not bend to circumstances. This resistance builds resilience. When you show up for your ritual even in difficult moments, you prove to yourself that your goals are stronger than excuses. Each time you honor your ritual despite hardship, your confidence grows. A ritual also helps you manage your mental and emotional state. By creating space to focus on what matters every day, you calm the noise and chaos. The ritual becomes a sanctuary where you reconnect with your intentions. This space reduces stress and increases clarity. It reminds you of your progress and your purpose. It offers a chance to reset your mind before the challenges of the day continue. To build a ritual that sticks, start small. Choose a practice that you can commit to easily at first. It might be as simple as 5 minutes of deep breathing, or writing down one thing you're grateful for. Small successes build momentum. They prevent overwhelm. They keep you consistent. Gradually increase the ritual as your commitment deepens. This slow growth creates a sustainable practice that becomes part of your identity. Consistency grows from repetition. Each day you complete your ritual, you strengthen the habit. The brain forms new pathways that make the action easier over time. This neurological wiring turns effort into ease. What once required willpower becomes automatic. That's the power of ritual. It transforms resistance into flow and struggle into habit. Your environment can support or sabotage your ritual. Design your space to invite the practice. Remove distractions. Gather the tools you need. Prepare the space in advance so that when it's time to engage, you don't face unnecessary barriers. This preparation shows respect for your commitment. It also signals to your mind that this ritual is important and worth protecting. Accountability can also reinforce your ritual. Share your commitment with someone who supports your growth. Having an observer increases your motivation to follow through. It adds an extra layer of responsibility. When you know someone else is aware, you're less likely to skip your ritual. This social element strengthens your personal resolve. Remember that rituals are personal. Don't compare your practice to others. What works for someone else may not work for you. Find your own rhythm. Adapt the ritual to fit your needs and lifestyle. Flexibility within commitment allows you to maintain the practice even when life shifts. If you miss a day, return without judgment. The power is in the return, not in perfection. Over time, you also impacts your mindset. It trains you to value persistence and patience. You learn that progress isn't always dramatic, but builds quiet daily ritual will shape your identity. It will influence how you see yourself and what you believe you're capable of. Your ritual becomes a declaration of who you are and who you're becoming. This identity fuels further growth and consistency. When the ritual is part of your story, skipping it feels like breaking a promise to yourself. A committed ritually through small, steady steps. This mindset reduces frustration and increases endurance. It encourages you to focus on process instead of immediate results. This focus keeps you moving forward, day after day. Celebrate the ritual itself, not just the outcomes it produces. Find joy in the act of showing up. Appreciate the discipline and care it takes to honor your commitment. This gratitude reinforces your connection to the practice. It shifts motivation from external rewards to internal satisfaction. That shift is essential for lasting consistency. Committing to a daily ritual strengthens your ability to withstand life's unpredictability. When challenges come, your ritual acts as an anchor. It keeps you steady. It provides a sense of control when everything else feels uncertain. This stability reduces anxiety and builds emotional resilience. It prepares you to face obstacles with calm and clarity. Your daily ritual is a gift you give yourself every day. It's a statement that your growth matters, that your goals deserve time and attention, that your life is worth consistent effort. This gift creates a foundation for all other success. It shapes your habits, your mindset, and your future. Without this foundation, consistency becomes fragile. With it, consistency becomes unstoppable. Every day you commit to your ritual, you choose to invest in yourself. This investment pays dividends in focus, energy, and purpose. It builds a life where your actions align with your deepest values. It moves you steadily toward your goals. That steady movement is the secret to lasting change. The power of a daily ritual lies not in grand gestures, but in simple, repeated actions. These actions compound over time. They build momentum that no obstacle can easily stop. They create a life anchored in intention rather than chaos. They teach you to respect your own process and honor your own growth. Commitment to your daily ritual is a practice of self-respect. It shows that you prioritize your own well-being and progress. It teaches your mind and body to expect consistent effort. It creates a powerful feedback loop of confidence and capability. This loop propels you forward even when motivation fades. Building a ritual that never breaks requires patience and kindness toward yourself. You will face days when it's hard to show up. You will encounter distractions and doubts. Accept these moments as part of the journey. Use them to strengthen, not weaken, your commitment. Each return to your ritual is a victory. Each day you honor your practice is progress. Consistency is not about perfection. It's about faithfulness. Faithfulness to the small steps that create big change. Your daily ritual is the vessel of that faithfulness. It carries you through uncertainty, resistance, and fatigue. It keeps you moving even when results aren't immediate. And it reminds you daily that your growth is worth the effort. In the end, your daily ritual is more than a routine. It is a way of life. It is a declaration of your priorities. It is the quiet force that shapes your destiny. When you commit to this practice without exception, you build a life of steady progress, grounded purpose, and unstoppable consistency. Chapter 10. Break your tasks into small, repeatable daily actions. Tasks that seem large or overwhelming often become barriers to progress. The mind resists what feels too big or complicated. The secret to staying consistent is to break those tasks into small, repeatable daily actions that are manageable and clear. When you reduce the scale of what you need to do each day, you remove resistance and create a natural path forward. These tiny actions accumulate and lead to real, lasting change. Breaking your work into small pieces does more than just reduce overwhelm. It creates a system where progress is visible every day. Seeing yourself complete even the smallest action builds confidence. It signals to your brain that success is possible and reinforces the habit loop of action and reward. This approach transforms vague ambitions into concrete steps. The momentum gained from daily wins fuels your motivation and makes consistency easier. To start, identify the larger goal or task that feels daunting. Then ask yourself, what is the smallest possible step I can take today to move toward that goal? The step should be simple enough that it's hard to say no. For example, instead of write a book, commit to writing 100 words. Instead of exercise more, decide to do a 5-minute stretch. These micro actions don't require enormous effort, but keep you connected to your purpose. Repeatability is key. Choose actions that you can do every day without exception. Consistency beats intensity. Small actions done daily build more than occasional bursts of effort. Repetition rewires your brain and body to accept these behaviors as normal. Over time, your routine becomes automatic. You no longer have to rely on willpower or motivation to get started. The task becomes part of your identity. Clear and specific actions prevent confusion and procrastination. When your task is vague or large, your mind asks, "Where do I start?" and often answers with avoidance. But when the step is clearly defined, the path forward is obvious. For example, instead of improve health, say drink 1 glass of water after waking up. This clarity reduces decision fatigue and makes starting simple. Tracking progress amplifies the power of small action. Use a journal, checklist, or app to record each time you complete the daily step. This tracking creates accountability and allows you to see your streaks. Visual proof of your effort strengthens your commitment. It also helps you notice patterns when you skip days or what times work best. This insight allows you to adjust and stay on track. Small daily actions also reduce fear of failure. When you focus on tiny tasks, the stakes feel lower. You don't need to be perfect, and mistakes don't feel catastrophic. This mindset encourages experimentation and learning. You can tweak your actions as needed without feeling overwhelmed. Progress becomes about improvement, not perfection. Breaking tasks down builds patience. Real change takes time. When you focus on immediate results, frustration grows. But when you shift attention to consistent small wins, you build endurance. You accept that growth is a process, not an event. This patience keeps you steady when progress feels slow. It guards against burnout and discouragement. Many people underestimate the power of daily repetition because it feels too small or insignificant. But these consistent actions compound. They shape habits, which shape identity. What you do each day becomes who you are. Each small step toward your goal is a vote for the future you want to create. Over months and years, these votes decide your reality. This approach also helps you overcome perfectionism. When a task is broken into bite-sized pieces, it's easier to start without fear of making mistakes. You learn to embrace imperfection because the focus is on doing, not flawless execution. This mindset frees you from the paralysis of waiting for the right moment or perfect conditions. You learn to act now repeatedly. Another benefit is flexibility. Small repeatable actions can adapt to your schedule and energy levels. On busy or difficult days, you can still complete the minimal step. On easier days, you might naturally do more. This flexibility keeps you engaged without adding pressure. It allows you to honor your current capacity while maintaining forward motion. This strategy builds confidence and momentum. Each day you succeed, you prove to yourself that you can follow through. These wins build self-trust and reinforce the belief that you are capable. Momentum makes the next day easier. It creates a positive cycle where success feeds success. This cycle is the heart of lasting consistency. To implement this method, write down your main goals and then list daily actions that move you toward each one. Make sure the actions are measurable and time-bound. Avoid vague tasks like work on project. Instead, choose outline one section or send one email. Review and adjust these actions regularly to keep them relevant and achievable. Commit to these actions daily with the mindset that they are non-negotiable. Treat them like appointments with yourself. Protect the time and space needed to complete them. When distractions or excuses arise, remind yourself that progress is built in these small, consistent efforts. The path to success is paved with repetition, not intensity. Remember, big results are built on the foundation of small, consistent actions repeated over time. Breaking tasks into daily manageable pieces takes away the excuse of overwhelm and creates a system that supports steady progress. This approach empowers you to keep moving forward, even when motivation fades or obstacles appear. Consistency through small, repeatable daily actions is not a shortcut, but a proven strategy for sustainable growth. It teaches discipline, patience, and self-trust. It transforms goals from distant dreams into achievable realities. It turns overwhelming tasks into clear, manageable steps. And most importantly, it puts you in control of your progress. Focus on what you can do today. Make it simple, clear, and repeatable. Build momentum by completing that action every day. Over time, you will look back and realize the power of these small choices. They are the building blocks of your success, your growth, and your consistent life. Chapter 11. Follow through even when you feel nothing inside. There will be moments in your journey when you wake up and feel completely empty inside. No excitement, no drive, no spark to push you forward. These moments are not failures or signals to stop. They are part of the process. Success and growth don't depend on feelings alone. They depend on your ability to act regardless of how you feel. Following through even when you feel nothing inside is the mark of true resilience and commitment. Emotions are fleeting. They rise and fall like waves. Relying on them to guide your actions is unreliable. One day you might feel unstoppable, the next day indifferent or exhausted. The key is not to wait for motivation or passion to appear. Instead, train yourself to move forward through the emptiness. This movement creates momentum that eventually brings feeling back. Inaction, on the other hand, deepens stagnation and despair. Following through in moments of emotional numbness requires a shift in mindset. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like it?" ask, "What needs to be done?" Replace feelings with facts. If the task is part of your plan, it deserves your effort regardless of your internal state. This objective approach removes the emotional guesswork and replaces it with clarity and purpose. Action in the absence of feeling builds trust with yourself. Every time you complete a task when you don't feel motivated, you prove that your word is stronger than your mood. This trust is foundational for lasting consistency. When you rely solely on feelings, you become a prisoner to your fluctuating emotions. When you rely on your commitment, you become the master of your destiny. It's important to recognize that feeling nothing doesn't mean you are broken or weak. It means you are human. Life has seasons of highs and lows, excitement and monotony. Accepting these cycles reduces frustration and self-judgment. Instead of resisting the emptiness, acknowledge it as a natural state that will pass. Meanwhile, your responsibility remains. Keep moving forward. To follow through effectively when feeling numb, simplify your action. Focus on small, achievable steps that require minimal energy. Completing even minor tasks can lift your mood and trigger a positive chain reaction. Often, starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, momentum grows and feelings of emptiness start to fade. Action creates energy, not the other way around. Discipline is the foundation that supports follow-through in difficult moments. Discipline is a commitment to your goals and values that exists independently of your emotions. It is the quiet voice that says, "I will do this because it matters," even when motivation is absent. Building discipline takes practice, but it is the key to consistent progress over time. Having a clear plan makes follow-through easier. When your next steps are mapped out and accessible, you reduce the mental load of deciding what to do. This clarity helps you act quickly, minimizing the space for doubt or avoidance. Break your tasks into manageable pieces and keep reminders visible. When feeling empty, rely on the structure you've created to guide your actions. Accountability can be a powerful tool when feelings are low. Sharing your goals and commitments with a trusted person creates external motivation. Knowing someone else is aware of your progress increases the likelihood you will follow through. Accountability partners offer encouragement and perspective when your internal drive falters. Self-compassion is essential during these times. Feelings of emptiness can trigger harsh self-criticism or despair. Instead, respond with kindness. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel this way. Accept the discomfort without judgment. Use your compassion as fuel to keep moving, rather than as an excuse to stop. Your relationship with yourself shapes your resilience. Celebrate small victories, especially when you push through numbness. Completing tasks in these moments is a triumph of willpower and commitment. Recognize the strength it takes to act without feeling. Each success builds confidence, and reinforces your ability to keep going. These wins, though small, accumulate and create lasting change. Consistency requires commitment beyond emotion. Your goals deserve action, even when your spirit feels empty. Success is less about inspiration and more about persistence. By following through regardless of feeling, you build habits that withstand life's unpredictability. This reliability is what separates those who achieve from those who give up. Reflect on your progress regularly. When feelings are flat, it can be hard to see growth. Keep a record of your actions and accomplishments. Reviewing this record helps remind you of your capability and progress. It reignites purpose and encourages continued effort, despite emotional lows. Remember that feelings will return. The emptiness is temporary. By continuing to act, you ensure you don't lose ground. You position yourself to take advantage of future motivation when it arrives. Following through when feeling nothing is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Ultimately, success is built on the ability to keep moving forward, regardless of internal states. Feelings are signals, not commands. Your choice to act creates power and control over your life. When you honor your commitments, even in emotional silence, you build strength that no external circumstance can undo. There is freedom in knowing that your progress doesn't depend on feeling perfect or motivated. You become independent of the ups and downs of mood. Your consistency becomes a source of confidence and peace. This freedom allows you to focus on your goals with calm determination. The path to lasting growth is often quiet and unglamorous. It requires showing up when there is no applause, no excitement, no joy. It demands steady effort in the face of emptiness. This is the discipline that creates mastery and transformation. It is the daily choice to follow through no matter what you feel. Build rituals and habits that support action in all emotional states. Prepare yourself with tools and strategies for when motivation is low. These might include checklists, timers, or accountability systems. Having these supports ready removes friction and makes follow-through more achievable. Stay patient with yourself during these periods. Progress might feel slow or invisible. Trust that every small action contributes to your growth. The cumulative effect of consistent effort is profound. Over time, you will see how following through numbness strengthened your resilience and character. In conclusion, the choice to follow through, even when you feel nothing inside, is a powerful act of self-mastery. It separates those who live passively from those who live intentionally. It cultivates a mindset rooted in commitment and courage, rather than fleeting feeling. This mindset becomes the foundation for lasting success and personal growth. Chapter 12. Track your wins to stay motivated each week. Tracking your wins each week is a powerful way to maintain motivation and build momentum toward your goals. It is easy to get caught up in what still needs to be done and overlook the progress you've already made. By consciously acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small, you create a positive feedback loop that energizes and encourages continued effort. Recognizing wins sharpens your focus on what works and strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed. Keeping a record of your weekly wins helps turn abstract efforts into tangible results. It is one thing to say you are working hard, but another to see proof of your progress in writing. This practice grounds your journey in reality and prevents discouragement that comes from feeling stuck. When you review your list of accomplishments, you gain clarity on how far you have come, which fosters pride and fuels perseverance. Winning does not always mean completing a major task or reaching a big milestone. Wins can be as simple as taking consistent action, overcoming a challenge, or making a healthy choice. By redefining what counts as a win, you expand your opportunities to celebrate success daily. This mindset shift creates a habit of gratitude and recognition that naturally boosts motivation. To track your wins effectively, dedicate time each week for reflection. Choose a moment when you can be alone and focused without distractions. Write down everything positive that happened related to your goals and growth. Include completed tasks, lessons learned, moments of discipline, and even setbacks turned into opportunities. This honest and comprehensive review provides a balanced view of your progress. Tracking wins enhances self-awareness. It forces you to evaluate your efforts objectively. This evaluation reveals patterns of success and areas needing adjustment. For example, you might discover that certain strategies produce better results, or that some obstacles consistently slow you down. Use this insight to refine your approach and make smarter decisions moving forward. Maintaining this weekly ritual also fosters accountability. When you commit to tracking your progress regularly, you create a personal contract to stay engaged with your goals. It becomes harder to ignore or postpone your effort. The act of recording wins makes your journey visible and real, increasing your dedication to the process. Celebrating your wins, even the small ones, builds confidence. Confidence is a crucial ingredient for sustained motivation. It reduces fear of failure and strengthens your willingness to take risks. When you acknowledge your achievements, you remind yourself that success is possible. This reminder fuels courage and persistence during tough times. Tracking wins also combats negative thinking. It is easy to fall into the trap of focusing on shortcomings or failures. A regular review of accomplishments balances this tendency by highlighting positives. This balanced perspective helps maintain emotional stability and reduces self-doubt. It encourages a mindset centered on growth rather than criticism. Writing down your wins in a journal or digital tool makes the process concrete. This physical or digital record serves as a source of encouragement when motivation wanes. Revisiting past successes reminds you of your capabilities and reignites your drive. Over time, this collection becomes a testament to your resilience and growth. The habit of tracking wins teaches discipline. It requires intentionality to pause, reflect, and document progress. This discipline spills over into other areas of your life, strengthening your overall ability to commit and follow through. The consistent practice of recognizing wins builds mental toughness and a proactive attitude. Tracking wins strengthens your sense of purpose. By linking your daily actions to meaningful outcomes, you reinforce why your goals matter. This connection deepens your commitment and aligns your behavior with your values. When you understand the significance of your efforts, motivation becomes intrinsic rather than dependent on external rewards. You can enhance your tracking by setting specific criteria for what constitutes a win. Clear standards help you avoid vague or inflated judgments and keep your reflections honest. Define wins based on measurable progress, effort, or improvement. This clarity increases the effectiveness of your review and prevents complacency. Sharing your wins with a trusted person can amplify the benefits. Celebrating achievements with someone who supports your growth increases feelings of validation and encouragement. It also builds social accountability and strengthens your network of support. Knowing that others recognize your progress boosts morale and inspires continued action. Weekly tracking provides an opportunity to practice gratitude. Appreciating your efforts and successes fosters a positive emotional state. Gratitude shifts your attention away from lack and toward abundance. This shift nurtures optimism and resilience, qualities essential for long-term consistency. Use the information gathered from tracking wins to set intentions for the coming week. Reflect on what worked and what didn't, then plan your actions accordingly. This cycle of reflection and adjustment creates continuous improvement. It keeps your efforts aligned with your goals and responsive to changing circumstances. When motivation dips, revisit your record of wins to remind yourself why you started. This reminder reconnects you with your passion and renews your energy. It breaks the cycle of doubt and procrastination by providing evidence of your capability. The more you document and celebrate wins, the easier it becomes to sustain effort over time. Tracking wins is also a practice in mindfulness. It brings your attention to the present moment and acknowledges your efforts without judgment. This mindful awareness reduces stress and enhances your emotional well-being. It fosters a healthier relationship with your progress and setbacks. This practice helps balance ambition with self-compassion. While striving for improvement, you also recognize and honor your current achievements. This balance prevents burnout and promotes sustainable growth. It encourages patience and kindness toward yourself as you pursue your goals. To maximize the benefits, make tracking wins a non-negotiable part of your weekly routine. Schedule a regular time to reflect and write. Treat this practice as an essential investment in your personal growth. Consistency in tracking mirrors the consistency you seek in other areas of life. Recognize that progress is rarely linear. Some weeks will show more wins than others. Accept fluctuations without discouragement. The habit of tracking keeps you connected to your overall trajectory rather than temporary setbacks. It builds resilience by emphasizing persistence and long-term vision. Each recorded win is a building block for your confidence and motivation. Over time, these blocks create a strong foundation that supports your commitment and effort. This foundation helps you navigate challenges and maintain momentum toward your dreams. Tracking your weekly wins transforms the abstract idea of success into a practical, manageable process. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's gained. This perspective change is vital for sustained motivation and self-belief. It empowers you to celebrate progress continuously and keeps you moving forward. In the end, tracking your wins is a simple yet profound tool for personal growth. It fuels motivation, builds confidence, enhances self-awareness, and nurtures resilience. By making it a consistent habit, you equip yourself with a powerful resource to stay motivated and committed week after week. Chapter 13. Get accountability from someone who truly cares. Having someone who truly cares about your progress and holds you accountable is one of the most effective ways to stay consistent and achieve your goals. Accountability provides external motivation and support that complements your internal drive. When you share your commitments with a genuine person, you create a partnership rooted in trust and mutual respect, which can propel you forward even when your own willpower falters. The presence of an accountability partner introduces a powerful layer of responsibility. Knowing that someone will check in on your progress adds a level of seriousness to your commitments. It transforms vague intentions into concrete actions because you feel the natural human desire to honor your word to others. This external check acts as a mirror reflecting your efforts and keeps you honest with yourself. Accountability from someone who truly cares means more than just occasional reminders or casual interest. It involves a deep investment in your growth, where they actively listen, encourage, and challenge you. This kind of support creates a safe space for vulnerability where you can share struggles without fear of judgment. Such relationships foster resilience because you know you're not alone in your journey. Choosing the right person for accountability is critical. The ideal partner is someone who believes in your potential and values your progress as much as you do. They should be reliable, honest, and willing to provide constructive feedback. This person does not need to be a professional coach. A friend, family member, or colleague with a sincere interest in your success often fits perfectly. When you commit to accountability with someone who cares, communication becomes key. Establish clear expectations about how and when you will check in. Agree on the frequency of updates and the type of feedback you want. Regular communication keeps momentum alive and allows adjustments to be made when obstacles arise. It also builds mutual respect and strengthens the accountability bond. Accountability partners can help you navigate challenges by offering perspective and advice, When you feel stuck or discouraged, their encouragement can reignite your motivation. They can also help you celebrate your wins, which reinforces positive behavior and builds confidence. Their presence reminds you that progress is a shared effort and that setbacks don't have to be faced alone. This relationship works best when honesty flows both ways. Being truthful about your struggles, failures, and doubts allows your partner to provide meaningful support. At the same time, receiving honest feedback helps you identify blind spots and areas for improvement. This candid exchange creates a growth-oriented dynamic that fosters continuous development. Sometimes accountability partners may push you out of your comfort zone. While this might feel challenging, it often leads to breakthroughs. Their belief in your capabilities can inspire you to reach higher than you thought possible. This push, combined with genuine care, encourages you to develop new habits and expand your limits. Technology can facilitate accountability by providing tools to stay connected. Apps, shared calendars, or messaging platforms allow you to send updates, reminders, and motivational messages easily. These tools make consistent communication more manageable, especially if your accountability partner is not nearby. The digital connection keeps the relationship active and dynamic. Accountability is not about pressure or guilt, it's about partnership and empowerment. A caring accountability partner supports your autonomy and respects your decisions. They remind you that your journey is your own, but that you don't have to walk it alone. This balance between independence and support strengthens your resilience and self-discipline. Building accountability takes effort and commitment from both sides. You need to be open to sharing your progress and challenges honestly. Your partner needs to be willing to listen and engage consistently. When both parties are committed, accountability becomes a powerful force that drives sustained progress and personal growth. Reflecting on your accountability experiences helps you understand what works best. Pay attention to how your partner's involvement impacts your motivation and consistency. Use this insight to refine your accountability relationship or seek additional support if needed. Flexibility and willingness to adapt ensure that accountability remains effective and meaningful. Accountability from someone who cares also encourages you to set realistic goals and standards. Knowing you will report your progress encourages thoughtful planning and prevents overcommitment. This accountability fosters discipline in setting achievable targets and maintaining steady effort, which is essential for long-term success. In difficult moments, your accountability partner can be a source of encouragement and perspective. When motivation fades or obstacles arise, their support reminds you of your purpose and capability. This reassurance can prevent giving up and help you find solutions. The emotional connection embedded in caring accountability makes these moments more manageable. Accountability relationships often grow beyond just progress tracking. They develop into friendships and partnerships built on mutual respect and shared growth. This deeper connection enriches your personal development experience and provides emotional fulfillment. Knowing someone genuinely cares about your success adds meaning and joy to your journey. Taking responsibility for your commitments to another person builds integrity. This integrity strengthens your self-respect and influences other areas of your life positively. When you show up consistently for someone else, you train yourself to be reliable and trustworthy. These qualities contribute to your overall character and reputation. It's important to recognize that accountability is a two-way street. You can also offer support to your accountability partner. This reciprocal relationship creates balance and reinforces commitment on both sides. Supporting someone else's growth motivates you and keeps you engaged in your own path. Sharing struggles and victories together builds mutual strength. When selecting an accountability partner, consider compatibility in values and goals. Shared understanding of each other's aspirations enhances empathy and communication. Similar priorities create a supportive environment where challenges and successes are relatable. This alignment increases the effectiveness of your accountability relationship. Consistency in accountability interactions is essential. Sporadic check-ins reduce the sense of responsibility and weaken the partnership. Establish routines and stick to them. This regularity builds trust and reinforces your commitment to your goals and to each other. Accountability from someone who truly cares provides a powerful antidote to isolation. Pursuing personal growth alone can feel lonely and overwhelming. Having a partner reduces this burden and creates connection. This support network strengthens your resilience and makes the journey more enjoyable. Finally, the best accountability relationships empower you to become self-accountable. Over time, the external motivation transitions into internal discipline. The guidance and encouragement from your partner help you develop habits and mindsets that sustain your progress independently. This evolution is the ultimate goal of accountability. In summary, getting accountability from someone who genuinely cares is a vital component of staying consistent and achieving lasting success. It offers support, motivation, honest feedback, and encouragement through challenges. This partnership builds trust, discipline, and resilience while fostering personal growth. Choosing the right person, maintaining open communication, and committing to regular interaction transform accountability from a concept into a powerful tool for transformation. Chapter 14. Write your mission down every single morning. Starting each day by writing down your mission is a transformative habit that sets a clear and powerful tone for everything that follows. When you put your mission in writing every morning, you anchor your focus and intention in a way that aligns your actions with your deepest purpose. This daily ritual serves as a compass, guiding your decisions and energy throughout the day, making it easier to stay consistent and on track. Writing your mission daily forces clarity. It requires you to articulate what matters most to you in that moment. This clarity helps you cut through distractions and competing priorities that can easily derail progress. The act of writing transforms vague ideas and goals into concrete statements that hold you accountable. It moves your mission from abstract thought to an actionable guide. This practice also strengthens your commitment. When you see your mission in your own handwriting or on your screen each morning, it becomes personal and real. It's a daily reminder that your goals are not just wishes, but deliberate choices that you have made. This repeated affirmation builds a strong psychological connection between your identity and your purpose. By writing your mission every morning, you prime your mind to focus on what truly matters. This mental preparation increases your chances of making conscious decisions that support your goals. It helps you resist the temptation to procrastinate or get sidetracked by less important tasks. Your mission statement becomes a touchstone you return to whenever doubt or distraction arises. The habit of writing your mission creates consistency through routine. The daily repetition establishes a rhythm that signals the start of your productive day. Over time, this rhythm embeds discipline into your life. It builds momentum and reduces resistance because your mission writing becomes as automatic as brushing your teeth. This consistency supports long-term progress and resilience. Crafting your mission each morning encourages reflection. It invites you to consider your current priorities and adjust as needed. Life is dynamic, and your mission might shift as you grow or circumstances change. Writing it daily ensures your purpose stays relevant and responsive to your evolving path. This flexibility keeps you engaged and prevents stagnation. Writing down your mission enhances motivation by connecting you emotionally to your goals. The process encourages you to express not just what you want to achieve, but why it matters deeply. This emotional connection fuels passion and energy. When motivation fades, returning to your written mission can reignite your drive and remind you of the bigger picture. The physical act of writing, whether by hand or digitally, helps reinforce memory and commitment. Engaging multiple senses solidifies your mission in your mind. It moves beyond passive reading or thinking into active participation. This engagement increases your likelihood of following through with actions aligned to your mission. A written mission serves as a filter for decision-making throughout your day. When faced with choices, you can ask yourself whether an option aligns with your stated mission. This filtering prevents energy drain on irrelevant or harmful activity. It creates a framework that simplifies complex decisions and keeps you moving forward efficiently. Sharing your mission statement with trusted individuals can increase its impact. When others know your mission, they can offer support, encouragement, and accountability. This external reinforcement strengthens your dedication. Additionally, articulating your mission to others clarifies it further and deepens your understanding of your purpose. Writing your mission daily builds a habit of mindfulness. It cements you in the present moment and your intention. This mindfulness reduces stress and increases focus. It shifts your attention from distractions or worries to purposeful action. This mental state is essential for productivity and emotional balance. This practice nurtures self-awareness by making you confront your true priorities every day. It challenges you to evaluate whether your behaviors align with your stated mission. This ongoing self-check fosters integrity and authenticity. It helps you live intentionally rather than reactively. Writing your mission helps combat overwhelm. When your goals feel vast or distant, breaking them into a clear mission provides manageable direction. This clarity reduces anxiety and increases confidence. You know exactly what to concentrate on next, which improves efficiency and satisfaction. This habit fosters accountability to yourself. It creates a daily contract between your present self and your future self. By committing your mission to paper or screen, you make a promise that you are more likely to keep. This internal accountability strengthens your discipline and reliability. Your morning mission can also include affirmations or statements of values that support your goals. Incorporating these elements enhances your mindset and emotional resilience. It creates a positive and empowering foundation for the day's challenges. This mental preparation boosts confidence and optimism. Adapting your mission writing to your unique style increases its effectiveness. Some may prefer concise bullet points, others a few sentences or paragraphs. The key is to make it meaningful and engaging to you. Personalization ensures that the habit feels natural and sustainable. Over time, your collection of daily mission statements becomes a valuable record of your growth and evolution. Reviewing past entries offers insight into your progress and changing priorities. This reflection deepens your self-understanding and motivation. Establishing a dedicated space and time for writing your mission supports consistency. Creating a calm and focused environment reduces distractions and enhances concentration. This intentional setting turns the practice into a sacred ritual that signals importance. Combining mission writing with other morning habits, such as meditation or exercise, amplifies its benefits. These complementary routines create a holistic approach to starting your day with purpose and energy. This synergy strengthens your overall consistency and well-being. Writing your mission every morning prepares you to face obstacles with clarity and resilience. When difficulties arise, you can return to your mission to regain focus and determination. This grounding helps you navigate setbacks without losing sight of your goals. Finally, the discipline of writing your mission daily cultivates a growth mindset. It encourages continuous learning, adaptation, and improvement. This mindset transforms challenges into opportunities and setbacks into lessons. It empowers you to persevere with confidence and grace. In essence, writing your mission down every single morning is a simple yet profound practice that anchors your day in purpose, clarity, and motivation. It aligns your actions with your deepest values and goals, making consistency achievable and meaningful. This daily habit builds the foundation for lasting personal growth and success. Chapter 15. Set clear limits for your time and attention. Setting clear limits for your time and attention is essential for maintaining consistency and making meaningful progress in any area of life. Without boundaries, it is easy to become overwhelmed, distracted, or drained by demands that do not serve your goals. When you establish firm limits, you protect your energy, increase focus, and create space for what truly matters. This practice is not about restriction, but about creating freedom to act with intention. The first step in setting limits is to understand your priorities. Clarity about what deserves your time and attention makes it easier to say no to less important activities. It requires honest evaluation of your goals and commitments. This evaluation helps you distinguish between urgent tasks and those that are truly important for your growth. Knowing your priorities guides how you allocate your limited resources. Boundaries for time mean deciding in advance how much time you will dedicate to specific tasks or areas. This planning prevents overcommitment and helps avoid burnout. Time limits also create a sense of urgency that encourages productivity. When you know you have a set amount of time, you tend to focus better and work more efficiently. This structure turns scattered efforts into deliberate progress. Attention limits involve protecting your focus from interruptions and distractions. In a world filled with constant notifications, social media, and multitasking temptations, attention is a valuable commodity. Setting attention boundaries might include turning off non-essential notifications, designating specific times to check email, or creating a quiet workspace. These actions preserve mental clarity and deepen concentration. Clear limits allow you to control your schedule rather than letting it control you. When you establish rules for how you spend your time, you reclaim ownership of your day. This control reduces stress and increases satisfaction. It creates a feeling of mastery over your life and work, which reinforces motivation and consistency. Communicating your limits to others is an important part of this process. Letting colleagues, friends, and family know when you are available and when you need uninterrupted focus sets expectations and reduces conflicts. Clear communication fosters respect for your boundaries and encourages reciprocal consideration. This support system helps sustain your limits over time. Limits also mean knowing when to stop working. Overextending yourself reduces effectiveness and increases mistakes. Setting an end time for work or tasks creates balance and preserves your well-being. This balance is crucial for maintaining long-term consistency and avoiding burnout. Rest and recovery are as important as action. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your limits ensures they remain effective. As your goals and circumstances change, your boundaries may need to shift. Flexibility within limits allows you to adapt without losing focus. This adaptability keeps your system practical and sustainable. Using tools like calendars, timers, and task lists supports the enforcement of limits. Scheduling specific blocks of time for different activities helps keep you on track. Timers provide reminders to start or stop tasks, preventing time creep. These tools create accountability and reinforce discipline. Setting limits involves being mindful of how you feel and recognizing when your attention or energy wanes. Respecting these signals helps you avoid exhaustion and maintain peak performance. Taking breaks and switching tasks strategically refreshes your focus. Boundaries encourage self-care as part of productivity. Establishing limits also improves decision-making. When time and attention are scarce, having predefined boundaries reduces the need for constant choices about what to do next. This simplification conserves mental energy and reduces decision fatigue. Clear limits streamline your workflow and enhance effectiveness. Boundaries foster respect for your personal and professional life. They create space for relationships, hobbies, and health, which contribute to overall satisfaction and resilience. Balanced living supports sustained effort and prevents the negative effects of neglecting important areas. Practicing saying no is a key skill in maintaining limits. Declining requests or distractions that do not align with your priorities protects your focus. Saying no confidently and respectfully preserves your time and energy. This skill grows stronger with practice and reinforces your commitment. Setting limits is not about perfection, but about progress. It is natural to test boundaries and make adjustments. Learning from these experiences improves your ability to manage time and attention effectively. This ongoing process builds maturity and self-mastery. Boundaries help manage external pressures and internal impulses. They reduce susceptibility to urgency traps, reactive behavior, and procrastination. Clear limits encourage proactive planning and deliberate action, which are essential for consistency. When limits are respected, you experience increased satisfaction and reduce stress. Feeling in control of your time and focus brings peace of mind. This emotional stability enhances motivation and supports sustained effort. Establishing limits also nurtures confidence. Each successful day of honoring your boundaries reinforces belief in your ability to manage your life. This confidence encourages taking on new challenges and expanding your capabilities. Incorporating limits into your routine requires patience and persistence. Initial resistance is common but diminishes as the benefits become apparent. Consistent application of boundaries creates habits that support long-term success. Limits provide a framework for balance between work and rest, activity and recovery, focus and relaxation. This balance is crucial for physical and mental health, which underpin consistency. Without it, progress becomes unsustainable. In conclusion, setting clear limits for your time and attention is a foundational practice for anyone committed to staying consistent. It empowers you to prioritize, protect, and perform at your best. By defining and maintaining boundaries, you create a structured yet flexible environment that supports your goals and well-being. This discipline builds resilience and fuels sustained growth, making it possible to navigate daily demands with clarity and purpose. Chapter 16. Accept boredom as part of your daily process. Boredom is an inevitable part of any meaningful journey, yet it is often misunderstood and resisted. Accepting boredom as a natural aspect of daily progress allows you to maintain consistency even when excitement fades. Rather than seeing boredom as a barrier, embracing it opens the door to resilience and deeper focus. The process of growth is rarely thrilling every moment. Many tasks require repetition, patience, and quiet endurance. When boredom arises, it signals that you are working steadily through the mundane steps necessary to achieve lasting results. Understanding this helps shift your perspective from avoidance to acceptance. Resistance to boredom can lead to distraction and inconsistency. When faced with dull moments, it is tempting to seek instant gratification or switch to more stimulating activities. This tendency disrupts momentum and weakens discipline. Accepting boredom means staying present despite the lack of excitement, strengthening your ability to persevere. Boredom offers a unique opportunity for reflection and awareness. In moments of quiet monotony, your mind can reset and gain clarity. These pauses can reveal insights about your habits, motivations, and goals. Instead of fearing boredom, view it as a space to reconnect with your purpose and recommit to your path. Developing tolerance for boredom builds mental toughness. It trains your mind to endure discomfort without surrendering to impulse. This endurance is essential for any form of consistent effort. By allowing boredom to exist without reaction, you cultivate patience and self-control. Accepting boredom also deepens your focus. Without the constant pull of novelty or distraction, your attention can settle on the task at hand. This sustained focus enhances the quality of your work and accelerates progress. Boredom, when embraced, becomes a gateway to flow and mastery. Creating routines that include mundane but necessary actions normalizes boredom. When repetition becomes expected rather than resisted, the emotional charge around it decreases. This normalization reduces anxiety and builds steadiness. Your relationship with boredom transforms from a struggle to an acceptance. Awareness of boredom's role helps prevent burnout. Trying to maintain high excitement at all times is exhausting and unrealistic. Recognizing that dull moments are part of the process balances your expectations. This balanced mindset preserves energy and motivation over the long term. Practicing mindfulness supports accepting boredom. Observing boredom without judgment cultivates calm and detachment. This practice increases emotional resilience and reduces the urge to escape discomfort. Mindful acceptance of boredom encourages presence and commitment. Sometimes boredom signals that a task or approach needs adjustment. If boredom becomes overwhelming or persistent, it may be time to reassess your methods or goals. Acceptance does not mean ignoring valid signals for change. It means distinguishing between constructive discomfort and unproductive stagnation. Building habits around acceptance of boredom strengthens your consistency. Each time you face and tolerate boredom without quitting, you reinforce your commitment. These repeated experiences create a durable foundation of perseverance that withstands challenges. Accepting boredom improves your relationship with yourself. It teaches patience, kindness, and understanding toward your human experience. This compassionate self-awareness reduces frustration and self-criticism. You become your own ally rather than your harshest judge. Boredom also encourages creativity and problem-solving. When the mind is not overloaded with stimulation, new ideas and solutions can emerge. Allowing space for boredom can lead to breakthroughs and innovations that excitement alone may not foster. This acceptance creates a healthier balance between action and rest. Recognizing boredom as part of natural rhythms prevents the false expectation of constant thrill. It fosters realistic planning and self-care that sustain long-term effort. Accepting boredom helps you appreciate small wins and incremental progress. Without the need for dramatic changes, you learn to find value in steady movement. This appreciation fuels motivation and gratitude, which are powerful drivers of consistency. So resisting boredom often leads to procrastination. When you accept boredom, you reduce the emotional resistance to starting or continuing tasks. This reduction leads to smoother and more reliable performance. Acceptance of boredom aligns with a stoic mindset. It teaches control over your reactions rather than external circumstances. This control empowers you to maintain effort regardless of mood or excitement. Learning to accept boredom prepares you for all types of challenges. Life's demands are not always thrilling, and success often requires enduring the dull as much as the exciting. This preparation builds resilience and readiness. Accepting boredom also reduces reliance on external validation or stimulation. When you find peace in stillness and routine, your motivation becomes more intrinsic and stable. This intrinsic motivation supports deeper and more sustainable consistency. Finally, accepting boredom transforms your experience of growth. It allows you to embrace the full spectrum of emotions and moments in your journey. This holistic acceptance nurtures patience, wisdom, and strength that carry you forward steadily. In sum, accepting boredom as part of your daily process is a powerful strategy for staying consistent. It shifts your mindset from avoidance to embrace, enabling you to persevere through mundane moments without losing momentum. This acceptance builds mental toughness, focus, and resilience, making your path to growth sustainable and meaningful. Chapter 17. Let go of perfection and start with action. Perfection often stands in the way of progress. The desire to make everything flawless before starting can lead to endless delays and missed opportunities. Letting go of perfection and choosing to begin with action is one of the most liberating decisions you can make on the path to consistent growth. Taking the first step, even if it's imperfect, moves you forward and builds momentum. Waiting for the perfect moment or flawless plan only creates paralysis. The truth is that perfection is an illusion that rarely exists. Every successful endeavor begins with imperfect actions. These early steps provide valuable experience and learning that no amount of planning can replace. Starting allows you to gather feedback and make adjustments, which leads to real improvement. Action over perfection means accepting that mistakes and setbacks are part of the process. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it as a necessary step toward mastery. Each attempt, no matter how flawed, teaches something new and moves you closer to your goal. This mindset shifts your focus from unattainable standards to achievable progress. Letting go of perfection reduces anxiety and stress. Striving for flawlessness creates pressure that can be overwhelming and exhausting. When you commit to action without waiting for perfect conditions, you free yourself from unrealistic expectations. This freedom increases confidence and motivation. Starting imperfectly encourages experimentation. When the pressure to be perfect is lifted, you allow yourself to try different approaches and find what works best. This trial and error process leads to creativity and innovation. It helps you discover unique solutions that perfectionism might have prevented. Taking action also builds discipline. Consistent effort, even if imperfect, trains your mind and body to work regularly. This discipline creates habits that support long-term consistency. Over time, the quality of your work naturally improves through repeated practice and refinement. Beginning with action sharpens focus. When you start doing, you clarify what matters most and where to direct your energy. This clarity emerges from experience rather than speculation. Action turns vague ideas into concrete goals and tasks. Letting go of perfection also improves decision-making. The pressure to make the perfect choice can lead to indecision and procrastination. Committing to action requires making decisions based on available information and moving forward. This decisiveness builds momentum and reduces overwhelm. Action over perfection fosters resilience. Facing challenges and setbacks with a mindset of learning rather than failure strengthens your ability to bounce back. Resilience is crucial for staying consistent through ups and downs. It encourages persistence and optimism. This approach encourages self-compassion. Accepting imperfection means treating yourself kindly when things don't go as planned. This kindness reduces negative self-talk and builds emotional strength. It helps maintain motivation and prevents discouragement. Starting imperfectly also accelerates growth. The feedback from real-world experience is more valuable than endless preparation. Each action reveals insights and opportunities for improvement. This continuous learning cycle propels you forward efficiently. Choosing action creates a sense of accomplishment. Completing tasks, even small or imperfect ones, generates positive momentum. These achievements build confidence and inspire further effort. The feeling of progress fuels motivation. Letting go of perfection aligns with a stoic mindset. It teaches acceptance of what you can control, your actions, and detachment from outcomes beyond your influence. This acceptance reduces anxiety and increases focus on productive effort. This mindset shift transforms your relationship with goals. Instead of fearing failure or imperfection, you see goals as flexible and evolving. You become adaptable and open to change, which supports long-term success. Taking action first builds a foundation for continuous improvement. Each imperfect step lays the groundwork for refinement and mastery. This foundation is stronger than waiting for ideal conditions that may never come. Letting go of perfection also improves creativity. When you are not confined by rigid standards, your ideas flow more freely. This freedom encourages innovation and problem solving, which enhance your progress. Action creates accountability. Once you begin, you hold yourself responsible for moving forward. This accountability increases commitment and reduces procrastination. Starting imperfectly encourages collaboration. When you share early versions or ideas, you invite feedback and support. This collaboration enriches your work and expands your perspective. Letting go of perfection helps you manage time better. Waiting for perfect conditions wastes valuable time. Action prioritizes doing over planning, maximizing productivity. Choosing action over perfection develops courage. Taking imperfect steps despite fear builds bravery. This courage strengthens your ability to face challenges and seize opportunities. This approach nurtures patience. Recognizing that mastery comes gradually allows you to stay consistent without frustration. Patience supports steady progress and long-term growth. Letting go of perfection improves mental well-being. Reducing self-imposed pressure decreases stress and anxiety. This mental clarity supports focus and creativity. Starting with action promotes a growth mindset. You see effort as the path to improvement rather than a test of innate ability. This mindset increases motivation and resilience. Taking imperfect action breaks the cycle of procrastination. Action creates momentum that overcomes inertia and fear. Momentum makes subsequent steps easier and more natural. Letting go of perfection empowers you to embrace vulnerability. Being willing to show your imperfect work or try new things without guarantee fosters authenticity and connection. Choosing action aligns your behavior with your intentions. It transforms good intentions into tangible results. This alignment supports confidence and consistency. Starting imperfectly encourages learning through doing. Practical experience deepens understanding and skills beyond theoretical knowledge. This mindset also encourages reflection and adjustment. Action provides data for assessing progress and making improvements. Reflection ensures continual growth. Letting go of perfection helps you appreciate the journey. You learn to value effort and progress rather than just outcomes. This appreciation sustains motivation and fulfillment. Choosing action strengthens your identity as a doer. Seeing yourself as someone who acts builds confidence and reinforces positive habits. Starting with action opens doors to new possibilities. Each step uncovers opportunities and connections you might not have anticipated. This approach reduces overwhelm by breaking down goals into manageable steps. Action focuses on what you can do now rather than the entire journey at once. Letting go of perfection increases your energy and enthusiasm. Freedom from pressure makes tasks more enjoyable and engaging. Choosing action creates a positive feedback loop. Progress builds motivation, which leads to more action and growth. Starting imperfectly fosters humility. Recognizing that learning is ongoing encourages openness and curiosity. This mindset supports sustainable success. Consistent action over time leads to meaningful and lasting achievements. Letting go of perfection frees you from fear of judgment. Taking action despite imperfections builds confidence and authenticity. Choosing action allows you to seize opportunities rather than waiting passively. This proactive stance increases your chances of success. Starting with action builds momentum that carries you through challenges and setbacks. Momentum is a powerful ally in consistency. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to learn and improve. Letting go of perfection encourages experimentation. Trying new methods without fear leads to innovation and growth. Choosing action strengthens your ability to adapt. You become flexible and resourceful in pursuing your goals. Starting imperfectly cultivates gratitude. You appreciate the progress made rather than focusing on flaws or setbacks. This approach builds resilience by teaching you to keep moving forward regardless of circumstances. Letting go of perfection nurtures a sense of freedom and empowerment. You take control of your journey and your results. Choosing action turns dreams into reality. Consistent imperfect steps create tangible outcomes and success. Starting with action is the foundation of staying consistent no matter what. It is the courageous choice that transforms intention into achievement. Chapter 18. Stay grounded by checking your why every day. Staying grounded by checking your why every day is one of the most powerful habits you can cultivate for long-term consistency. Your why is the core reason behind your actions, the deep motivation that fuels your efforts when the initial excitement fades. Revisiting this foundational purpose daily keeps you aligned, focused, and resilient, even in the face of challenges. Understanding your why starts with reflecting on what truly matters to you. It is not about external rewards or superficial goals, but about what gives your life meaning. This might be your family, your health, your personal growth, or a cause you deeply care about. Clarifying your why creates a solid foundation for your actions and decisions. Checking your why daily helps prevent distractions from pulling you off course. Life is full of competing demands and unexpected challenges. When you consistently reconnect with your deeper purpose, you can evaluate opportunities and choices through this lens. This clarity allows you to say no to things that do not serve your core goals and yes to those that align with your mission. This practice fosters emotional resilience. On difficult days when motivation wanes or obstacles arise, recalling your why reminds you why the effort is worth it. This emotional anchor strengthens your resolve and reduces the temptation to give up. It transforms challenges into meaningful tests of commitment rather than insurmountable barriers. Revisiting your why daily sharpens your focus. It filters out noise and irrelevant tasks that scatter your energy. This focus improves productivity by ensuring that your efforts are directed toward what truly matters. Over time, this concentrated effort produces meaningful progress rather than superficial busyness. Checking your why encourages mindful decision-making. Instead of reacting impulsively to every demand or distraction, you pause to consider whether the choice aligns with your purpose. This deliberate approach reduces regret and wasted effort. It cultivates a sense of control over your path. This habit also builds self-awareness. Reflecting on your why deepens your understanding of your values, desires, and priorities. Increased self-awareness guides better goal setting and action planning. It helps you stay authentic and true to yourself, rather than following external expectations. Reconnecting with your why fosters gratitude. Recognizing the meaningful reasons behind your work increases appreciation for your journey. Gratitude boosts motivation and well-being, making the process of growth more enjoyable and sustainable. Checking your why daily prevents burnout. When you lose sight of your purpose, tasks can feel draining and meaningless. Remembering your why revitalizes your energy and commitment. It reminds you that your efforts contribute to something larger than immediate discomfort. This practice nurtures patience. Understanding that your why often reflects long-term goals helps you accept that progress takes time. Patience supports steady effort and reduces frustration. It teaches you to value incremental improvements instead of quick wins. Revisiting your why encourages a growth mindset. It shifts your perspective from focusing on obstacles or failures to seeing each step as part of a meaningful process. This mindset increases resilience and openness to learning. Checking your why daily supports alignment between your actions and your identity. It reminds you who you want to be and how your efforts reflect that image. This alignment strengthens motivation and consistency by connecting behavior with a clear sense of self. This habit enhances emotional regulation. When faced with setbacks or doubts, recalling your why calms anxiety and strengthens resolve. It grounds you in purpose rather than temporary emotions, which are often fleeting and misleading. Reconnecting with your why inspires creativity and problem-solving. Understanding the deeper meaning behind your goals encourages you to find innovative ways to overcome challenges. This creativity accelerates progress and enriches your journey. Checking your why helps you prioritize self-care. Recognizing the importance of your mission encourages you to maintain physical and mental health as essential supports for sustained effort. This balance prevents burnout and improves overall performance. This habit builds accountability. When your why is clear, you are more likely to follow through on commitments because you see their importance. Accountability increases trust in yourself and others, reinforcing consistency. Revisiting your why daily encourages humility. It reminds you that your journey is ongoing and that setbacks are part of growth. This humility keeps you open to feedback and continuous improvement. Checking your why supports emotional connection with others. When your purpose involves relationships or community, remembering your why strengthens these bonds. This connection provides support and motivation. This practice reduces stress by clarifying what is truly important. When priorities are clear, you can let go of unnecessary worries and distractions. Reduced stress improves focus and energy. Reconnecting with your why builds confidence. Knowing your purpose gives you a clear direction and reduces doubt. Confidence encourages bold actions and perseverance. Checking your why daily creates a habit of reflection. This habit promotes continuous learning and adaptation. It helps you adjust your strategies as needed without losing sight of your core purpose. This habit nurtures optimism. Remembering your why focuses your attention on possibilities and potential rather than limitations. Optimism fuels motivation and resilience. Revisiting your why enhances discipline. Purpose-driven effort is easier to sustain than random or reactive action. Discipline grows stronger when rooted in meaning. Checking your why supports balance. It reminds you to invest time and energy in all areas of life that contribute to your purpose, including relationships, health, and personal growth. This holistic approach sustains long-term success. This habit fosters clarity in communication. When your why is clear, you express your goals and boundaries more effectively. Clear communication builds support and reduces conflicts. Reconnecting with your why encourages gratitude for the present moment. It reminds you that progress is made one day at a time and that each day's effort is valuable. Checking your why daily helps you embrace uncertainty. When your purpose is clear, you can navigate unknowns with confidence. This acceptance reduces fear and hesitation. This practice strengthens your sense of agency. It reminds you that your actions matter and that you have control over your path. This empowerment increases motivation and consistency. Revisiting your why supports emotional balance. It reduces swings between excitement and discouragement by providing a steady foundation. Emotional stability improves decision-making and persistence. Checking your why helps you stay humble and grateful even as you achieve success. It keeps you connected to your core values and purpose, preventing complacency. This habit nurtures self-compassion. Remembering your why encourages kindness toward yourself during setbacks and challenges. Self-compassion sustains motivation and well-being. Reconnecting with your why builds resilience against external pressures. It strengthens your commitment in the face of criticism or doubt from others. Checking your why daily encourages proactive behavior. It moves you from reaction to intention. This shift increases efficiency and impact. This practice supports long-term vision. It reminds you to look beyond short-term results and stay focused on your overarching goals. Revisiting your why builds mental clarity. It filters out noise and distractions, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Checking your why helps you manage energy better. When you know your purpose, You can allocate energy to tasks that align with it, conserving resources. This habit encourages authenticity. It reminds you to act in ways that reflect your true self rather than external expectations. Reconnecting with your why promotes continuous growth. It inspires you to seek new knowledge and skills that support your mission. Checking your why daily cultivates a sense of fulfillment. Purpose-driven effort creates meaning and satisfaction beyond external achievements. This habit helps you embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. It shifts perspective from obstacle to learning experience. Revisiting your why nurtures patience during setbacks. It reminds you that progress is not always linear, but steady over time. Checking your why strengthens your commitment to consistency. Purpose fuels persistence and helps you maintain effort, even when motivation wanes. This practice enhances your overall well-being. A clear why integrates mind, body, and spirit, supporting balanced growth. Reconnecting with your why builds hope. It encourages you to keep moving forward despite difficulties and uncertainty. Checking your why daily fosters a positive mindset. It focuses attention on possibilities and strengths rather than limitations. This habit reinforces your sense of purpose and direction. It creates a stable foundation for decision-making and action. Revisiting your why supports emotional intelligence. It helps you understand your motivations and emotions, improving self-management. Checking your why encourages you to celebrate small victories. Recognizing progress motivates continued effort. This practice builds trust in yourself. Consistently aligning actions with your why strengthens self-trust and confidence. Reconnecting with your why creates a deep sense of meaning. It transforms routine tasks into purposeful steps toward your vision. Checking your why daily is a powerful tool to stay grounded and consistent. It connects you to your inner motivation, strengthens resilience, and guides focused action. This practice nurtures growth, balance, and fulfillment throughout your journey. Chapter 19. Move your body daily to reset your focus. Daily movement is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to reset your focus and sharpen your mind. Physical activity stimulates the body and brain, providing a fresh surge of energy that clears away mental fatigue and restores clarity. Incorporating movement into every day is not just about fitness, it is a tool for maintaining discipline and mental strength, essential for staying consistent no matter what. When the mind feels cluttered or distracted, the body often reflects this with tension or restlessness. Moving your body daily acts like a reset button, breaking this cycle. Whether it's a short walk, stretching, or a more intense workout, physical activity redirects your attention and refreshes your mental state. This shift is crucial for returning to tasks with renewed concentration. Exercise increases blood flow and oxygen delivery to the brain, which enhances cognitive function. This physiological boost improves memory, problem-solving skills, and decision-making ability. These improvements directly support consistent progress toward your goals. Without sharp focus, even the best plans can falter. Daily movement also releases endorphins, natural chemicals that improve mood and reduce stress. When you feel better emotionally, motivation naturally rises. This emotional lift makes it easier to overcome resistance and stay disciplined even on tough days. The connection between body and mind means caring for your physical health nurtures your mental resilience. Consistency in movement creates routine and structure, anchoring your day with purposeful activity. This routine reinforces self-discipline by making movement a non-negotiable part of your life. When physical activity is a habit, it builds momentum that spills over into other areas, supporting consistent action in work and personal growth. Movement provides a break from sedentary tasks that can drain energy and concentration. Taking intentional breaks to move prevents burnout and mental fatigue. These breaks are moments to reset and recalibrate focus, improving productivity over longer periods. Physical activity also enhances sleep quality. Better sleep is fundamental to mental clarity and emotional stability. A well-rested mind is better equipped to maintain focus and follow through on commitments. Movement indirectly supports consistency by improving this vital foundation. Engaging in movement daily cultivates mindfulness. Paying attention to your body during exercise connects you to the present moment, reducing anxiety about past mistakes or future worries. This mindful state calms the mind and centers your attention, making it easier to return to tasks with clear focus. Moving your body can also stimulate creativity. Physical activity encourages fresh perspectives and new ideas by shifting your mental state. This creative boost can help solve problems and find innovative approaches to challenges, enhancing your ability to maintain consistent progress. Choosing to move daily reinforces a growth mindset. It demonstrates commitment to continuous improvement and self-care. This mindset strengthens perseverance by framing effort as an investment in your well-being and success. Movement builds physical endurance, which parallels mental stamina. When your body grows stronger through regular activity, your mind becomes more capable of sustained effort. This synergy between body and mind is key to long-term consistency. Daily movement improves posture and reduces physical discomfort that can distract from work or goals. A comfortable body supports sustained focus and energy. Neglecting physical health can lead to pain and distraction, undermining consistency. Incorporating movement into your day requires intentional planning. Scheduling time for physical activity signals its importance and helps avoid excuses. Treat this time as an essential appointment with yourself. Variety in movement keeps the habit engaging and prevents boredom. Exploring different activities, walking, yoga, dancing, or strength training, maintains enthusiasm. Enjoyment supports adherence to the habit. Movement also fosters a sense of accomplishment early in the day. Starting with physical activity creates positive momentum, confidence. This proactive step sets the tone for a productive and focused day. Even brief moments of movement, such as stretching or standing, provide benefits. You do not need long workouts to reset focus. Consistent small actions add up. Movement connects you to your body's signals, increasing self-awareness. This connection helps recognize when mental fatigue or stress is building, prompting timely breaks and self-care. Choosing movement daily supports emotional regulation. Physical activity reduces tension and calms the nervous system, making it easier to manage stress and maintain equanimity. Movement encourages discipline through routine, which reinforces consistency. It becomes a daily ritual that strengthens your ability to commit to other habits. Incorporating movement can be a social activity, enhancing motivation and support. Exercising with others fosters accountability and connection. Movement creates a natural energy cycle, helping avoid the midday slump. Regular physical activity maintains steady energy levels, conducive to focus. Physical activity supports brain health by promoting neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and grow. This adaptability enhances learning and focus. Movement also improves digestion and overall health, reducing discomfort that could distract from work or goals. Choosing to move every day cultivates a sense of control over your body and mind. This empowerment boosts confidence and motivation. Movement breaks monotony, refreshing your mental state and preventing burnout. These breaks sustain enthusiasm and engagement. Daily movement encourages patience and persistence. Improvements may be gradual, but consistent effort yields lasting benefits. Movement aligns with a stoic approach by focusing on what you can control, your effort and care for your body. Physical activity provides a constructive outlet for stress and frustration, channeling emotions positively rather than letting them undermine focus. Movement promotes balance by integrating physical health into your overall self-improvement plan. Choosing movement daily builds a foundation for holistic well-being, supporting mind, body, and spirit. Movement fosters gratitude for your body's capabilities, increasing appreciation and motivation to care for yourself. Incorporating movement daily encourages goal setting and tracking progress, reinforcing consistency. Movement improves circulation and oxygenation, which sustain alertness and reduce mental fog. Regular physical activity supports healthy hormone regulation, influencing mood and focus positively. Movement improves coordination and body awareness, enhancing overall performance in daily tasks. Choosing to move every day builds resilience by strengthening your body and calming your mind. Movement promotes mental clarity, reducing overwhelm and increasing decision-making quality. Physical activity creates positive neural pathways that support sustained attention and motivation. Incorporating movement helps you develop a rhythm to your day that balances effort and rest. Movement encourages self-discipline by requiring commitment, even when motivation fluctuates. Daily movement cultivates a habit of self-care that supports consistent personal growth. Physical activity boosts confidence through improved health and physical capacity. Movement refreshes your perspective, helping to solve problems and make better choices. Choosing to move daily supports emotional balance, reducing irritability and mood swings. Movement provides a natural way to break up prolonged sitting and inactivity that hinder focus. Physical activity stimulates the release of neurotransmitters that enhance learning and memory. Incorporating movement daily builds a lifestyle of health that sustains all areas of your life. Movement sharpens your senses, improving alertness and awareness throughout the day. Daily physical activity is an act of respect for your body, reinforcing self-worth and motivation. Choosing movement as a daily priority supports longevity and quality of life, providing motivation for long-term goals. Movement provides a reliable method to reset and recharge, maintaining consistency no matter the circumstance. Physical activity enhances your ability to cope with stress, supporting emotional resilience. Incorporating movement helps maintain a positive mindset by releasing tension and elevating mood. Movement encourages mindfulness by focusing your attention on bodily sensations and breath. Daily physical activity supports cognitive flexibility, improving your ability to adapt and focus. Movement reinforces the connection between effort and reward, motivating ongoing commitment. Choosing to move every day fosters a proactive attitude toward health and productivity. Physical activity enhances your capacity for sustained attention and engagement in tasks. Movement provides structure and routine, essential for consistent daily performance. Daily movement improves overall vitality, making it easier to meet the demands of life and goals. Choosing movement nurtures a balanced approach to work and rest, preventing burnout. Movement supports mental stamina by increasing oxygen flow and reducing fatigue. Physical activity cultivates a sense of achievement that boosts confidence and motivation. Incorporating movement daily encourages a holistic view of success, integrating physical and mental well-being. Movement helps release pent-up energy, reducing restlessness and improving focus. Daily physical activity fosters emotional regulation by calming the nervous system. Choosing movement enhances your ability to manage distractions by increasing mental clarity. Movement supports the development of positive habits that reinforce consistency. Physical activity promotes neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells, supporting learning and memory. Daily movement builds endurance that parallels your ability to persist through challenges. Movement encourages reflection on your physical and mental state, promoting self-care. Choosing to move every day nurtures optimism by improving mood and energy. Physical activity strengthens the mind-body connection, essential for balanced growth. Movement serves as a daily reminder of your commitment to yourself and your goals. Daily movement creates a feedback loop of energy, focus, and motivation that sustains consistency. Incorporating movement supports long-term brain health, which is critical for sustained success. Movement helps manage anxiety and depressive symptoms, contributing to emotional stability. Choosing to move every day promotes a lifestyle of health, energy, and focus. Daily physical activity is a foundation for all other habits that lead to personal growth. Movement nurtures resilience by strengthening your body and calming your mind simultaneously. Physical activity improves your capacity to concentrate, making consistent effort more effective. Daily movement resets your mental state, preparing you to tackle challenges with renewed energy. Choosing movement fosters discipline by requiring consistent effort and commitment. Movement promotes a balanced life, integrating health, work, and personal development. Daily physical activity supports brain plasticity, allowing you to learn and adapt continually. Incorporating movement helps you cultivate a sustainable lifestyle that supports your goals. Movement sharpens your mind by improving circulation and oxygen delivery. Daily movement builds a positive identity as someone who prioritizes self-care and consistency. Physical activity reduces mental fatigue and boosts alertness, essential for staying on track. Choosing to move every day is an investment in your overall success and well-being. Movement empowers you to take control of your focus and energy. Daily movement is a powerful tool to reset, recharge, and stay consistent, no matter what. Chapter 20. Reward your effort, not just your final result. Recognizing and rewarding effort, rather than focusing solely on the final result, is a crucial mindset shift that sustains motivation and fosters long-term consistency. When attention is given exclusively to outcomes, disappointment often follows because results are influenced by factors beyond immediate control. Rewarding the process itself cultivates resilience and reinforces the habits that lead to success, making the journey both meaningful and manageable. Effort is the foundation upon which achievements are built. Every step taken, no matter how small, contributes to growth and improvement. Celebrating these steps acknowledges the work invested and builds confidence. This focus encourages persistence, especially when progress seems slow or obstacles appear. Recognizing effort helps you stay committed by appreciating your dedication rather than waiting for perfect outcomes. Rewarding effort also reduces the pressure that comes with fixating on results. Outcomes can be unpredictable and influenced by external variables, but effort remains within your control. Shifting your mindset to honor your hard work releases anxiety and fear of failure. This freedom creates a healthier relationship with your goals, where trying your best becomes its own reward. By appreciating effort, you nurture a growth mindset. This perspective values learning and development over static achievement. It recognizes that mistakes and setbacks are part of the process rather than signs of inadequacy. Rewarding your dedication encourages experimentation and risk-taking, which are essential for personal growth. This approach strengthens discipline. When you reward effort consistently, it becomes easier to maintain daily habits because you find value in the process itself. The act of showing up regularly becomes fulfilling, independent of immediate success. This habit formation is critical for lasting change. Rewarding effort fosters self-compassion. Acknowledging your hard work promotes kindness toward yourself during tough times. It prevents harsh self-criticism that can derail progress. Compassionate recognition of effort encourages you to keep moving forward with patience and understanding. This mindset also enhances motivation by creating positive feedback loops. When effort is rewarded, your brain associates hard work with positive emotions. This reinforcement increases the likelihood of continued commitment. It makes the pursuit of goals enjoyable rather than a source of stress. Celebrating effort supports emotional resilience. Life will present distractions and setbacks, but honoring your dedication helps maintain stability. It reminds you that each day's work builds strength, even when results are not yet visible. This steadiness sustains momentum over the long haul. Focusing on effort encourages realistic goal setting. It shifts emphasis from unrealistic expectations of immediate success to achievable daily actions. This practical approach reduces overwhelm and promotes steady progress. Recognizing effort validates small wins, which accumulate into substantial outcomes. Rewarding effort improves self-awareness by encouraging reflection on your actions. It prompts you to assess what you have done well and identify areas for improvement. This honest evaluation supports continuous learning and adaptation. It makes the growth process intentional and manageable. This habit cultivates gratitude for the present moment. Appreciating your effort highlights the value of daily commitment and presence. It deepens your connection to the journey rather than fixating on a distant finish line. Gratitude enhances satisfaction and reduces impatience. Rewarding effort nurtures a sense of control over your progress. It reinforces that success depends on consistent action rather than luck or external approval. This empowerment strengthens your belief in your ability to shape your future. It builds confidence in your capacity to overcome challenges. By focusing on effort, you create a sustainable motivation system. Intrinsic motivation, driven by personal satisfaction, outlasts extrinsic rewards like praise or material gains. Rewarding effort taps into this internal drive, making your commitment more authentic and enduring. This mindset supports balanced self-evaluation. It avoids extremes of arrogance and self-doubt by appreciating hard work while recognizing room for growth. Balanced self-assessment maintains humility and ambition, essential for continuous improvement. Rewarding effort promotes patience. It acknowledges that meaningful change takes time and consistent action. This patience helps you stay engaged through slow phases and setbacks. It encourages steady progress rather than rushed results. This approach reduces burnout by preventing overemphasis on outcomes. When you celebrate effort, you give yourself permission to rest and recharge without guilt. Recognizing your hard work validates the need for self-care, which sustains energy and focus. Rewarding effort encourages healthy competition with yourself rather than others. It shifts your attention inward to personal growth rather than comparison. This internal focus reduces stress and fosters a positive mindset. By valuing effort, you strengthen your commitment to process-oriented habits. This focus ensures that actions align with your values and goals. Consistent effort creates a strong foundation for success across all areas of life. Rewarding effort increases resilience to criticism. When you appreciate your dedication, external opinions have less power to undermine your motivation. This confidence helps you navigate challenges with a steady mindset. This mindset cultivates joy in the journey. Celebrating effort transforms routine tasks into meaningful rituals. It enhances your engagement and satisfaction with daily activities. Rewarding effort reinforces accountability. When you honor your commitment, you are more likely to follow through on promises to yourself. This reliability builds trust in your ability to achieve your goals. This approach encourages adaptability. Recognizing effort allows you to adjust strategies without feeling like a failure. It supports a flexible mindset open to experimentation and growth. Rewarding effort improves mental health by reducing perfectionism. It releases the need for flawless outcomes and embraces progress. This acceptance decreases anxiety and increases well-being. This mindset fosters stronger relationships. When you reward effort in others, you create supportive and encouraging environments. Positive reinforcement builds connection and collaboration. Rewarding effort encourages consistent reflection on progress. This practice helps maintain alignment between actions and goals. It supports ongoing motivation and course correction. This approach helps maintain focus on meaningful goals. Appreciating effort keeps you connected to your purpose and vision. It prevents distraction by short-term setbacks or external noise. Rewarding effort supports emotional regulation by creating positive associations with hard work. It builds optimism and confidence, essential for facing challenges. This mindset nurtures humility by recognizing effort as a journey rather than a destination. It keeps you grounded and open to learning. Rewarding effort strengthens perseverance by highlighting daily achievements. It reminds you that success is the sum of consistent actions. This approach increases self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to succeed. Recognizing effort reinforces your confidence to take on new challenges. Rewarding effort builds a culture of encouragement and positivity within yourself. It replaces self-criticism with support and motivation. This mindset supports lifelong learning by valuing the process of growth. It keeps you curious and engaged. Rewarding effort enhances your capacity to cope with setbacks. It reminds you that each attempt builds strength regardless of outcome. This approach promotes a healthy balance between ambition and self-care. It encourages sustainable progress without sacrificing well-being. Rewarding effort increases joy and fulfillment in your daily life. It makes each step meaningful and satisfying. This mindset strengthens your identity as someone committed to growth. It reinforces values of dedication and resilience. Rewarding effort encourages you to celebrate milestones along the way. These celebrations fuel continued motivation. This approach cultivates mindfulness by focusing attention on present actions. It anchors you in the here and now. Rewarding effort fosters self-respect. Acknowledging your hard work reinforces your worth and dignity. This mindset improves your ability to set realistic expectations. It balances aspiration with appreciation for current progress. Rewarding effort helps maintain motivation through fluctuations in external circumstances. It builds a stable foundation for consistent action. This approach nurtures a positive self-image rooted in perseverance. It strengthens confidence and determination. Rewarding effort deepens your connection to your goals. It reminds you why you started and what you stand for. This mindset supports emotional balance by valuing effort over results. It reduces frustration and enhances patience. Rewarding effort promotes strategic thinking. It encourages planning and reflection based on your consistent actions. This approach builds trust in your abilities and decisions. It cultivates confidence in your journey. Rewarding effort fosters a sustainable approach to success. It emphasizes habits and processes that create lasting change. This mindset increases satisfaction with your progress. It helps you enjoy the ride rather than just the destination. Rewarding effort enhances motivation through internal rewards. It connects you to your values and passion. This approach develops grit by reinforcing dedication and persistence. It helps you push through difficulties. Rewarding effort nurtures a supportive inner dialogue. It replaces negative self-talk with encouragement. This mindset promotes clarity in purpose and action. It aligns your efforts with your vision and values. Rewarding effort encourages proactive behavior. It motivates you to keep moving forward even when results are not immediate. This approach fosters a sense of achievement every day. It builds momentum and confidence. Rewarding effort supports holistic growth by integrating mental, emotional, and behavioral development. This mindset sustains your commitment to self-improvement and lifelong learning. Rewarding effort creates a resilient foundation for overcoming obstacles. It builds strength and perseverance. This approach enriches your experience of progress and success. It makes your journey meaningful and fulfilling. Rewarding effort nurtures joy, gratitude, and hope. It fuels consistent action toward your highest aspirations. This mindset transforms the way you view success. It focuses on dedication and process as the true measures of achievement. Rewarding effort is a vital practice for anyone seeking lasting growth and consistency. It empowers you to value every step and maintain motivation regardless of immediate outcome.